Hello. Welcome to the Natural Havoc channel. As you can see, we're a member short today. Unfortunately, Eagle was not able to join us, but it's all good. We will be carrying on because we have some very exciting things. Look down from me. What is that? Is that an Arcturus player card? An Earthherd player card? They look so cool! And it has our new artwork on, which is amazing. So, yeah, how cool is that? What the hell? Anyway, we are a bunch of Twitch streamers that decided to give playing and streaming Dungeons and Dragons a go. We'll be playing the 5th edition rule set, as always. However, there will be some homebrew rules thrown in. Most of us are kinda new to D&D, so please do be patient as we still are figuring things out, and we're gonna make some mistakes, so join us in the mistakes that we make. Yes, so let's go round the room, and I was meant to do this, but I didn't do it, so I'm just gonna hold my hand up until I see it on there. There you go. Lan, you're going first. Go.
I didn't expect that. I was like, I have to unmute myself. Chaos. Anyway, so my name is Lan. I am the female half of Team Logic, and you can find me on the Team Logic NL channel every Monday morning and sometimes on Sunday. I mostly play RimWorld, but I also do some Dragon Age. Well, I tried to do Dragon Age last Sunday, and then it sort of ended up into a just chatting session about alcohol. So if you like that, if you want to talk about alcohol, come check us out. Team Logic NL.
Yeah, it's always a good time, especially when talking about alcohol, because, that's always fun. Below Lan, we have Creed. Creed, take it away.
Hi, it's me, Creed. I've been gone from Twitch for like 2 or 3 weeks, unfortunately, but I'll be back. I know I said next week last week, but I've been working every week. But if you want some other good content, check out my friends here. I'll be back at an undisclosed time.
Awesome, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you still have to get Apex Legend on Apex on stream. I don't know when that's happening, but yeah, we'll see.
One day.
We'll see. One day. And below Creed, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. I play Erhard with also some cool new artwork. And yeah, I've actually been streaming this week. Surprise, surprise. Not regular yet, but next week. We're gonna play more Witcher. We're gonna actually play more Crusader Blade, which is really cool because it brings 2 very cool games together. Some more Might and Magic and Tomb Raider, and who knows, maybe Pokemon, but I just like, well, stuff.
Awesome. And the other side of the screen, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. Well, Smitty Jane on Twitch. You can find me live from basically Saturday to Wednesday. I figured that out thanks to the help of Tim. Other Tim, not Tim in here, other Tim. And on here on Fridays, doing a lot of Breath of the Wild, but actually have some other things lined up, like Pokemon, the new game, and actually a few games that some of my friends gifted me for Christmas, not New Year's, Christmas. We'll see about that.
You get presents for New Year as well? I'm missing out.
No,
God
no,
damn.
I didn't.
Well, my New Year's
Spoiled.
presents. And above Smitty, we have Eagle, who isn't here today. So do make sure that you go and follow the Eagle Outlaw. He does all sorts of crazy Pokemans and Breath of the Wilds and Subnautica stuff at the minute, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, he does all that sort of jazz, so make sure you go follow him as well. And yeah, he also has the animated emote Eagle Dumpy or something, which is a great emote, so do enjoy that as well. But yeah, go over to him and follow. And then finally, Tim, take it away.
Yes, thank you. Hey guys, my name is Tim and I am the male part of Team Logic NL, and you can find me on our Twitch channel every Saturday and Tuesday, and of course every Friday here on the Natural Havoc. We play RimWorld with a Pokemon infusion, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. The Legend of Ash Ketchum. So yeah, feel free to join.
Fantastic. And you can find myself, the Onion Soup, who doesn't like onions or soup, over on the Onion Soup on Twitch, where I am doing some Kingdom Hearts and Pokemon runs at the minute, which is pretty cool. If you like mediocre content, there you go there. Also, do we have a shout out for the artist who drew the art? I don't know if we have one set up.
Not set up yet, no.
Okay, but I would like to just do a massive shout out to Frith the Traveller. I'm sure most of you in here know who he is. He's quite often in the chat, and he has been drawing our art on his stream for the past couple of weeks now, I think. A good few weeks where he's been doing the colours and stuff. So a huge shout out to him as well. He's the one that drew the artwork. And then, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so he's been doing a lot of that. So do make sure to go check him out as well, because he is amazing. Well,
Thank you so much, Eagle, for the shoutouts.
Thank you, Eagle. Can we go over to the other scene just to show off, you know, the new stuff and things?
Sure.
Let's just show
Should
the people what they want to see.
Do we do a little countdown with each other?
With each
sure.
other?
Yeah. Okay.
Which number are we choosing to start from?
Let's go with
'Cause-
5 then. Okay.
7.
Okay.
If we can all do
7.
one number. No, 6. We can all do one number.
Okay, we'll start at 6, all do one number. Tim start, and then someone else just randomly follow.
Okay. 7.
6.
5.
4.
3!
2. 1.
Look at it! It looks
Look at
so
that.
cool! So we have our artworks in the windows with us here, so you can associate who with who. We also updated the homepage of our Roll20 so that you can actually see all the characters lined up together in some similar sort of height actual variation. So you can have a rough guessing of how tall each character is, which is so cool. It's so cool. So yeah, so this is going to be the new overlay, and hopefully when Eagle's here as well, it'll all be perfect and crisp. However, as a small little disclaimer, we use Discord for the cameras, and it's a little bit buggy today. Don't know what's up with it. So if the quality does drop, it isn't any of us, as far as we're aware. It is Discord itself that seems to be playing up a little bit. But other than that, yeah, this is the new overlay. It looks so cool. I love it. All the characters in the windows with everyone there. So yeah, awesome. Right, I guess we can start the recap. So the session. Oh yeah, we good?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, the session started with Erhard leaving the Tri-Spire Tavern, the Sigil. Upon exiting, he was met by 3 figures seemingly awaiting him. They approached and informed Erhard that they were not happy with his companion, questioning and wanted to know everything about Erhard and Ondros. Erhard tried lying to the gentleman when he revealed himself to Erhard. Stood before him was a slender drow male with dark purple skin and brilliant white hair. He continued to push for information from Erhard when he revealed he was doing a job for the Featherstones and bringing cargo from Karas. The gentleman took the information provided and warned Erhard that if he were to be caught snooping again, there would be consequences. Erhard walked back to the Oaken Stag to meet up with his allies and inform them of his evening. Meanwhile, the group continued to enjoy the company of Yusuf as they drank wine and ate cheese. Ondros and Contessa spotted a pair of unsavory gentlemen eyeing up the table. Ondros started to devise a plan with Arcturus, talking about sending women of pleasure to their table, buying them drinks, when they finally agreed to just try to talk to them. Maeve and Contessa could see something was up and tried to intervene. However, Ondros had a plan. As they approached the table, the pair of shady individuals tried to ignore them and told them to basically piss off. However, Ondros was persistent and the individuals decided it was better to just leave. As they left the tavern, Ondros and Contessa ran after them, calling out, just saying that they wanted to chat. However, the gentleman kept walking, ignoring them. Shortly after, Galoin and Erhard met back up with the group, and drunk Shion received her sending scroll from the Tri-Spire, and then immediately took to her room. As did everyone else shortly afterward. Maeve and Ondros decided to share a room, as Maeve was concerned due to the recent events, and the interest in Erhard and Ondros. Morning came, and Shion eagerly started to try to use the scroll. However, the magic misfired, and the scroll was used up, burnt to a crisp. Shion, in a fit of rage, started kicking and screaming. Meanwhile, Maeve and Ondros decided to have a pillow fight. Arcturus and Erhard started thinking of ways to fix Erhard's levitation boots. the party finally descended downstairs to be greeted with a far too happy gentleman in a suit and tie. He introduced himself as a spokesperson for the council and had a task for them, to which the group were not interested, but Contessa, who heard that people were in need and was angry at the group. The spokesman informed them that they had heard of the group's deeds and needed their help in stopping the creatures in the sinkhole of Erenthal from wreaking havoc on the town any longer, and offered to pay a rather handsome sum of coin. The group left the tavern, splitting up and going their separate ways. Shion and Arcturus headed towards the Tri-Spires in hopes of learning more about the orb and acquiring a new spell scroll of sending. Contessa and Erhard went outside of the city walls to check on the refugees of Erenthal to make sure that they were being fed and looked after, while Ondros and Maeve went to Yusuf in hopes of learning more of the orb and getting a picture drawn of it in the hopes to be able to cast a spell to locate it within the city. And that is where we will be kicking off today's session, as we're going to retcon ever so slightly, just a few moments back, the conversation with Ondros and Maeve. As Eagle is unable to be here, I would hate for him to miss the opportunity to use his disguised self. So we're going to retcon just before he casts the spell. So, yes, Maeve and Ondros were just discussing their plan of potentially finding the orb. So by all means, Maeve.
So, Andros, I have this crazy plan, but, well, I mean, I don't know. This locating object thing, it only works for a short time. And I don't know, can we think of a way to get me to move through the city maybe as I do it?
Oh, I could, like, carry you around the city! On my shoulder! 'Cause I'm, like,
Yeah?
really big and strong and, like, super strong.
Yeah, but don't you not want to be noticed? You have people looking out for you.
Well, I could disguise myself as my sister.
Sure, but there's not that many Loxodon in the city. Isn't that also kind of, you know,
Yeah, you're right.
people would
Maybe I
look?
could disguise myself as something else. You know, that'd be a great plan.
Like what? What's big enough that can still carry me? How is this not gonna
I could be like
turn a lot of
a
heads?
minotaur or a big creature, or I could be a big orc.
Mm-hmm. You want to carry me?
Well, you know, I'm strong.
What if we? I don't know. I was gonna say, what if I could fly over, but I don't want to get any
I'd
of
throw
those
you. I'm
flying.
really strong.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, what are they called? I forget. The guardsmen that fly, but that would involve them knowing what we're doing. But that would be a great idea.
Oh, the flying magic people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
pretty
because
cool.
if I flew, we'd cover so much more ground.
Can you fly?
I don't know
Oh
how
my
to turn
god!
into.
Could you make me fly?
We can. I mean, we can certainly try. um, I wanna. I think this is still a good idea. I just think I want to maybe talk to Arcturus because whenever he does say stuff, it's usually a really good plan.
Yeah, Arcturus is definitely the smartest. That's why I was trying to make a plan with him last night.
Oh, what was the plan? Because you two made a plan, but then never shared and went ahead and.
Well, you see,
You
we
never-
were workshopping a few ideas. First, we were going to get ladies of pleasure, and then what we were going to do was going to get them really drunk, and then maybe try other things like that, but maybe we couldn't do that. But then we were going to try something else, but we weren't sure.
Andros, what are ladies of pleasure?
I don't know. That's what Arcturus said.
We should ask him. I need to know. I also want to be a lady of pleasure.
That's
Sounds
a great idea. We
Yeah.
should go, maybe. Maybe we should
Yeah.
meet them.
Maybe you and I can be ladies of pleasure too.
I don't know about the ladies part, but I could be a man of pleasure.
Yeah. We should inform about that. Maybe after this whole mission is done and the orb thing, we could go and be ladies of pleasure. That sounds like a good life.
Sure.
Hmm? Well, do you know where Taurus went?
Yes, we left at the same time as him, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he went to the Tri-Spire. Or at least that way. Because he's gotta try and find out about the orb, isn't he?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head there. I don't know if you wanna come along.
Sure. You know, we,
Okay.
we made the plan that we shouldn't split up. And then, you know, Shion and Contessa immediately split up individually. Like, God.
That's true, but also were they even there? Or did they take off before we even said we shouldn't split up?
I don't know.
Shion, what was wrong with Shion? She was very angry this morning.
Isn't Shion always grumpy?
Yeah, but she's like extra grumpy this morning.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Okay, well, Yusuf, we have a plan. It's probably not a good plan, but we're gonna go ahead to the Tri-Spire. Thank you so much for the drawing. And we'll let you know how it goes.
Bye, Yusuf. Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.
And you both exit the shop and he locks it up behind you
Yeah.
as Andros, the way there, decides to ponder on his thoughts for a moment and keeps rather quiet along the way. But yeah, where are you heading to? Are you heading towards the Tri-Spire?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you guys start heading that way. We will cut over to Shion and Arcturus as the pair of you are. I think Shion sat down outside of the gates while Arcturus is stood beside her, and yeah, you can see slowly coming from the Tri-Spire this very old, slow turtle waving towards the pair of you running.
I wave back very kindly. Hello.
And yeah, the guard on the gate like nods towards him and opens the gate up. And eventually, after like 2 or 3 minutes of him very slowly running, he gets to the gates and he's like, "Oh, hello.
Hello, darling. How are you today?
Doing well? Yes.
Listen, I seem to have a little problem with the sending scroll I received from you last night. It apparently didn't work. Is there any chance I could purchase a new one or maybe do something else for it in exchange?
Well, you could purchase one, yes. They're rather pricey.
I suspected as much.
They're around about 250 gold.
I look at Arcturus. Please tell me you have enough coin. I have enough coin, but I don't have enough coin here. All my coin is unfortunately in my estate, and I cannot access it now because I don't have a sending scroll.
So, following that logic conclusion, you would say you don't have the coin.
Yes, I do. I do not have it here.
So, you don't have the coin.
Lend it to me, please.
Okay, I can do that.
I will pay it back with interest, I promise.
With interest. That's interesting.
Of course, I am a Loraniel. You can say we're evil, but at least we sort of pay our debt.
Would we say you always pay your debts?
Yes, of course.
Well, how many do you need?
Rough about. Let me check real quick. How much do you have? I want to save some gold for unforeseen circumstances. Do you maybe have 175?
Sure.
You are an angel. And can I?
Yeah, you take
Yes.
175 gold from Arcturus, And I will have you know, that's a lot of money, Arcturus. Like, you probably... I would say in your old lifestyle, you definitely never carried that much around with you at any one time. So you know this is a lot.
She better not fuck it up again.
And yeah. Then Tortledust looks to the pair of you and he says, "Oh, is Arcturus not coming?"
No, we have decided that Shion will take my place going into the grounds of the Trispire.
And is Miss Shion here? Are you to still access the library in hopes of researching as well? Still?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
We sort
Well.
of swapped our purposes here.
Very well. Well, not a problem. If you wish to follow me, the gardens here are quite lovely. And yeah, you are allowed in. And as you walk past the gates and look back, you see the gentleman closing the gates so Arcturus cannot gain entry.
Mr. Stardust, as we sort of walk there,
Mm-hmm.
now that I have
Very slowly.
Yes, very slowly. So I got time to talk, right?
Yeah.
Now that I have purchased another sending scroll, could you perhaps accompany me as I use it so you could supervise me in a way?
Well, as you are not capable of casting it yourself at this moment, it is down to your own arcanic nature. I can attempt some sort of assistance, but it will be based upon your own raw power.
I hope that will be sufficient. I had the fullest faith in my arcane ability until I used the sending scroll, so it was a bit of a letdown, I have to admit.
I may be able to give you a slight piece of guidance.
That would be most appreciated, darling.
Very well. Well, follow me. The scrolls and spellbooks for sale to the Trispire Academy students is within the library halls as well.
Okay, thank you very
And
much.
yeah, as you start walking the grounds, I will take us over to the big city map so you can all see it. But as you start walking through, it is filled with vibrantly different shades of red, like colored trees. There are like loads of flowers and fauna all around as well, which is all shades of red, like all different shades of red in different flowers. And you also notice these weird shard-like crystals sticking out of the ground that have this red like tint to the crystal. Some of which, smaller shards of the crystal, are floating around the larger pieces, as if there is some form of like kinetic energy there, where the stones are just flowing around. And yeah, as you start to walk in, you see the three large towers, which are over like 150 foot high. And then in the center, they formulate like a triangle. And in the center of that, you see a large alabaster building with a red roof. And you can see students walking in and out and up and down the stairs. And you can see loads carrying books and stuff. And yeah, it seems to be their like grand library for the entire grounds of this place. And he starts leading you towards there. We will cut over to Contessa and Erhard as the pair of you start walking away from the northern gates and start heading towards the Flint Ward in hopes of purchasing a few pieces for the levitating boots and hopefully fixing them. As you start searching for the materials, we will gloss over it a little bit. But you need to buy. You know exactly what materials you need to buy with the checks that you and Arcturus made, and it is various like pieces of metal and other such arcane instruments that you can use to fuse together. So we will say that over the course of an hour, the pair of you do wander the streets of the Flint Ward. Now, do you want to try and get some sort of bargaining in, per se? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
I would like to roll with advantage.
Okay, so
You
Erhard's
wanna
gonna
roll with
assist-
advantage?
Oh, okay.
Are you sure about that?
I have +6
Uh,
in persuasion.
Persuasion, I have 6 too, and I have my lucky trait.
Why
Well,
don't
you
you
know
both
what,
that's
roll?
why I
You
have
both
it.
roll. Both roll.
Yeah, you know what,
Both
let's
roll.
Both roll. Go on.
Double-
You
double
both
the
get
good.
one roll.
All right.
So that is. Ooh.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, so Ahad, as you're perusing the market, you managed to get the entire lot for 40 gold. So all the pieces you need, it was a 50 gold haul. You've basically managed to get 10% off, well, 20% off. No? Yeah, 20% off the entire haul. And that's what you managed to get.
Cool.
And yeah, you get all your bits and pieces, and you're like carrying them around in like some sort of satchel or something. Where would the two of you like to go now? After about an hour passes.
Well, if you don't have anywhere to go, I wanted to go check out the Staffs and Sticks store of sorts. Staves, yeah.
Sure, I'll come with you.
Sure. Let's go over to the Staves and Sticks.
And what are you hoping to purchase from Staves and Sticks? Anything in particular?
Well, I would like to have a look around. Maybe if I can spot anything like a magical staff or something to use, or just ask maybe they have any particular unique items or something that I could attach to mine, or I don't know, like just upgrade my
Yeah.
spellcasting somehow.
When you get to Staves and Sticks, it's predominantly quarterstaffs and like hiking sticks, as well as other such things like staves for spellcasting. However, there's no like better versions, like there's no magical items. You do find that they do have a couple of ironwood quarterstaffs there, which are a stronger wood, which you have heard on your travels it is to be as strong as iron.
Yeah. But that essentially just increases damage, I presume,
It would
on like
be
using it as a
physical
hitting-
damage. Yes, yeah. There's no benefit to like any sort of spellcasting or arcane with the ironwood, from your
Sure.
knowledge.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, if you have nowhere else to go, I don't know. I would like to be back at the Oaken Stag by noon or something, so I can maybe perform there and just hang out. But other than that, I don't have really any plans. How about you, Contessa?
While in the sticks and staves, staffs and sticks and staves.
Staves, yes.
I would say, Contessa, you do spot that they sell ironwood shields here as well.
I'm just gonna quickly ask how much those would be.
Yeah, they would
Yeah.
be 300 gold.
Ooh, that could be affordable. That's affordable at some point. Okay.
And for the benefit of D&D rulings, it is a +1 shield, but it's not magical. It's just an ironwood shield +1 to defense.
Okay. I guess we'll just head back to the tavern and wait for everyone again.
Yeah, not a problem. As you guys start heading back towards the tavern, absolutely fine. At this point, I would say
Onion, one short question I was wondering about, and I actually wanted to ask beforehand, but in general, like with the whole disguise kit stuff and disguise self, is there a possibility for me, like as I wander the streets, like to have a look at people in general, like maybe like beggars, how they behave, like I don't know, I had in mind like in I don't know, the old Disney movies with the fox, Robin Hood, he like puts on like his hoodie and becomes like this blind beggar and just can kind of really blend in, so to speak, and just for to get better ability.
As you are walking about, there aren't too many because you are walking through the Flint Ward. Yeah, you would notice that the clothing and the apparel of some of the citizens are definitely more ragged and ripped, and like you can see, similar to your own, there are like patchwork done onto the clothing. You do stand out quite a lot, as you've got the long pointy hat, and you've got that sort of like majesticness about you, but you're kind of in like the clothes of like maybe someone of not a higher standing. But yeah, you feel like your clothing as a whole isn't too far off what they would be wearing. Maybe it's just not as ripped and torn as theirs is. However, yeah, it's your general prowess, and you'd have to try and act a little bit more. What's the word? Without insulting anyone, yeah, you'd have to
Slumped and
maybe.
beaten.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like a little bit more downtrodden, I think is the best word for it.
Downtrodden,
Yeah. And yeah, you'd probably have to lose the hat because that is definitely a big giveaway.
Sure. Just
But yeah, as
yeah.
you're passing through.
In general, like just a perception of sorts. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, you two start making your way towards the Oaken Stag, and that is when Ondros and Maeve do meet up with Arcturus, as Arcturus, you're just about to walk away from the gates, and you spot them both walking towards you.
Hey, Maeve. Hey, Ondros.
Hi. You're not going in the Transpire?
Well, the situation has changed since last night. So yeah, I had a good chat with Shion, and we decided that Shion is the one going into the Tri-Spire grounds to find more information on the whereabouts of the orb. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Can I just do a perception check just to see if, like, I don't know what kind of street we're on, if anyone's, like, near us right now?
You would know the facility that you're in is definitely the higher up, like higher society sort of streets. You know that the Amber Ward is just nearby, and that is like pristine clean. Like the Silver Ward is very well like looked after, but there are some dirtier streets and some back alleys that seem to go amiss from like the general public's eye. But yeah, the Amber Ward is like spotless everywhere you look, and you're on the main strip between the Tri-Spire and the Amber Ward, so it's very tidy around here.
Yeah, but it's not like
People-wise-
overly crowded.
Yeah, people-wise, it is definitely lessened, and there seem to be a lot more people in cloaks and robes, like magic users, of the different shades of red. But yeah, you can see a few members of like nobility walking past, very clean, well looked after, suits, dresses, that sort of thing.
I'm just gonna whisper this to Arcturus, but I'll say it in a normal voice for the sake of streaming. Arcturus, I've actually come to look for you because of the orb. I have a wild idea, but I was hoping you could maybe give me some feedback and maybe help me figure it out because the plan's not quite ready. A long time ago, I used to use this magic when I lived in the forest, when I used to hide some of my food. But I would hide it for quite a while, sometimes over winters, and I wouldn't always exactly remember where it was left because animals would roughen the grounds and things didn't used to look the same all the time. And so I know once I've seen something, I can sometimes locate it again if it's within a close vicinity of myself. And I thought maybe it's a wild idea, but maybe we can use it on the orb. So I got a drawing of Yusuf to see what it looks like, and we can try. But the city is so big, I don't know how to get across a large distance of it whilst doing the spell because it doesn't last that long.
Interesting. So you would have made yourself known where you left your stuff by drawing it? And then
If
think
I
of it?
know what it looks like, I can, if it's close enough to me, locate it. Yes.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
We should really talk about that one day. With a glass of wine and some cheese, perhaps.
Okay.
But for now, let me think. What could be? So, what would you need to be at peace enough to do your thing?
So I can do this for about 10 minutes ish. It takes a lot of concentration to do. But there's only so much area. I don't know exactly how much, but there's only like a radius around me that I can track. or I can sense when it stops. The city is much bigger than the area that I can cover. So what Andros and I spoke about was that I would do it whilst on the move. So Andros was going to carry me, but then I thought that that was probably turn too many heads, especially if we're going to go through the Flint ward and the Canopy ward. So I thought it would be great if I could fly across because I could cover so much ground. But the people that fly in the city, I don't want to get them involved.
Understandable. Let me think. What could we do? Have you tried that new spell of Andros? To hide yourself?
I don't know how to hide myself. I could change into a spider and hide. I'd have to cast the tracking spell, and then I'd have to cast this to turn into a spider or any other small animal, and I could do it whilst being small.
So, am I correct that if we turn you into a spider and we get you on the move, then you should have enough time to focus about the whereabouts?
If I could be on the move, unnoticed, which I think the air would be the fastest if we could, or because I just don't see myself being carried by Donros through the city streets whilst concentrating on a spell. But that would be the because I'd take a few days to cover the whole city, but if I could do it flying, I could cover more ground. It's not even. I don't even know if this is going to work, but it's the easiest, the quickest thing we can do without asking anybody else.
Theoretically, we could maybe use Keda for this, to fly it through the city, disguised as a spider.
Okay. And you could come with us.
Technically, I could.
Keda, you can go in your thing, in your room, and Keda can wear you.
Yes, but I think I need to do some more research on the necklace, because what we tried yesterday was not the best of ideas.
But are you able to tell Keda the plan, or will it just fly off with me as a spider?
Yes, yes, I can communicate with Keda. Maybe not throughout the whole city, but everything she thinks she can teleport that to me and the way back, like Olaf, like Hart and Olaf does.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just, I don't know. If you think this is a good idea, let's just try, because it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I like your thinking, Maeve. I like your thinking.
It's slowly developing. I heard also Andros was telling me about your plan last night. And Andros and I have decided that once we found the fire orb, that we will become ladies of pleasure. Sounds like it just sounds nice.
Yeah, that does have a ring to it. Yeah, I already wonder Andros being the lady of pleasure, but yeah, we'll figure something out for that. That's no worries. No worries.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it just sounds like a leisurely life. I don't know. It has a ring to it.
And at this point, you can clearly see on Arcturus's face that he's trying to hold his laughter, but he's going with the story.
Okay. I think we should maybe decide on where to start, or like which, because the city is so big. Like, where if it were to be anywhere, where would you think it would be?
It's difficult because for now we don't have any clue on where it could be. So I would suggest to start in the Oaken Sag, transform you, and then maybe fly over the flint ward, and then go back on top of the divine ward and the silver ward. Let's see for that
Yeah.
area.
We just have to try. I don't know how fast Kata flies either, and just see how far we can get until I run out of.
She's a tiny dragon. She can.
I could do it 2 times today, but that would exhaust me a lot. If I did it twice, I would have to come back down, turn back to me to turn back to cast a spell again, and then to turn into a spider again. Which means if we get in trouble today, I am out of the game.
Have you ever tried this many magic before?
Usually in combat more than this kind of stuff. Yes.
Okay, but out of combat, because what you are trying to do now is very, very heavily on your spirit.
I can do it. It just means that for the rest of the day, I will not be helpful if we get into any trouble.
Then let's try it once and then see how you feel. Because
Okay.
we can't lose you on this one.
Okay. Okay.
So I would suggest we go back to the Oaken Stag and prepare for your flight.
Oh, I'm nervous now. Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Andros tells you he will wait for Shion so that when she exits, she will not be alone.
Good thinking.
Don't make a mess, Andros, please.
He smiles with that sort of knowing look of me.
Oh, all right. Let's go back to the Oaken Stag then.
Okay, so you lot all start to gather back towards the Oaken Stag, while Andros waits outside of the gates with the guard for Shion to arrive. Shion! You walk up the alabaster stairs into this grand 3-story high library. When you walk in, you are from nobility. You have seen some pretty luxurious buildings. But this is up there. This temple, almost, to books and libraries is just immense. There are spiraling staircases that go up to a second platform, which is just full of rows and rows of books. And then there is 2 staircases that bridge to a central column, which is being held aloft by a gigantic obelisk stone in the center. And you can see then another set of stairs that go up to some gates where you can see 2 robed figures are guarding. And all around, you can just see, probably in here from where you're stood, easily 100 people in this library, just checking out various shelves, and there is plenty of space. The center of the building is just full of rows of tables, and all around the outside is just full of these bookcases. And right in front of the doors, there's this, like, maybe 10-foot long bench, and behind it is a woman with grey and blue hair, which is tied up into a messy bun on top, with what looks to be like a quill sticking out the top of it. And she is just sat behind this desk in similar red robes, just sat there waiting for your arrival as you and Tordust start to walk in. And Tordust is coming towards the ending of ramblings about the local fauna in this area. And yeah, as you walk on in, he's like, and that's how the shrubs grow.
That is so interesting, darling. Tell me, who was the architect of this magnificent structure?
Well, I believe it was the 3 archmages, the ones of the 3 towers. They all banded together to create this temple.
It is magnificent, darling. I've never seen anything like this.
It
And
is
I've
one of a
seen one of-
kind.
Yes, absolutely. So, is this lady over here the one I need to speak to about the sending scroll?
Yes, if you wish to purchase any of the items, there is you may ask her, and she will fetch an owl to fetch it for you.
Magnificent, darling. Also, how am I going to find what I need in such an immense library?
Well, it may take a while. They are catalogued and organized in some fashion.
I hope I will not disappoint everyone, and I'll just start moving towards the lady with the black and or like the grey and blue bun.
Yeah, and as you start walking off, he's like, "If you do need anything, I'll be over here with my other research." And you can
Yeah.
see there's a small table nearby, and on the table there is a little plaque with Tor Dust written on it, and it seems to be his own private desk in this library. And you can just see scrolls and paperwork and books all over the table.
Nice. After I've conducted my business here, I will come to you with the questions about or to help me with the sending scroll.
Very well. And yeah, he goes on over, and yeah, you start walking up to this woman. She goes, "Ahem. How may I help you?"
Hello, darling. I would like to purchase a sending scroll, please.
Ah, just the one, yes.
Yes, well, I'd buy more. Unfortunately, funds are a bit insufficient at the moment.
Ah, well, very well. I'll fetch an owl to get one of them from the storeroom. Are you here for research purposes as well?
Yes, I also need information about a certain artifact that we are looking for.
Very well. Well, over in the back left corner, it's all about the arcane artifacts and information on magical trinkets that you'll find. They are all categorized in alphabetical order, and there are also elemental plane sections as well.
Marvelous. Thank you, darling.
Also, if you require any assistance, there are a few of the mages that are dedicated to this library. They will assist you in finding stuff if need be. Just talk to them nicely, and I'm sure they'll help out.
Much appreciated, darling. And I'll
Very well.
just sort of grab the
Yeah.
gold and just...
Yeah, she takes the gold from you, and then she pulls out what looks to be like a small little opal figure of a owl, and she places it on the desk, taps it on his head, and she says something in a language you do not know. And the small little opal owl turns into a real white owl. And she says something again in a language you do not know, and it flies off up into the third floor.
Nice.
And yeah, you walk on over to the section, and for the sake of brevity, would you please roll me an investigation check, please, as you try to find the correct books on what you're looking for? A 20 total. Very nice. Yeah, you take a bit of time, but you do find the correct section, and you find that there is a elemental artifact section, and because it's the Orb of Eternal Fire, you believe maybe it's got something to do with the elemental plane of fire. So you start spending some time searching for these books, and as you are looking around, a couple of people do ask you if you need aid, and if you do require aid, again, for the sake of brevity, if you wish to ask for aid, I will ask for a persuasion check from you as well, to see how persuasive you are in getting some aid.
Not yet. I'm too proud for that. As of right now, I might ask later. But also,
not a problem.
Tiny note: I'm scared as fuck because that roll was too good. That means the next one is gonna be shit for sure.
Very good roll. Yeah, but you do end up finding I would say 4 to 5 interesting books. These books are like 400-page books. Like, they're going to take some time to get through. But you find a quiet space in the library and place the books down. And you start slowly going through them. And originally, you find a lot of information on the elemental plane of fire itself. And it talks about some of the magical artifacts that come from the Sultans and the Afriti that live within the elemental plane of fire. And that is talking about the genies that live there, and they enslave people, and they barter, and they like to trade magical goods as opposed to like a commerce, like coin, and they like to trade slaves as well, which to you isn't too much dissimilar from home, but anyone else reading this would probably be quite shocked. But to you, it doesn't seem too bad. And yeah, you begin to read through and find out that there are various like swords, like the Flame Tongue sword, which is a sword that when a command word is spoken, flames appear on the blade. Apparently so hot that they can like sear the skin on contact and stuff. You also find out that there are these manacles that when put on a person and a command word is said, it teleports them to the to the elemental plane of fire. And there are all these really cool artifacts as you're flicking through, finding out all this information. But we will come back to you in a moment as, leave you on that one for a bit, as we cut back to the rest of the gang as you all arrive at a similar sort of time back at the Oaken Stag. And yeah, you guys walk on in.
Arcturus, you're here now? I thought you were going up toward us.
I was, until a very fuming Xion came by, and something definitely happened, and she asked me kindly to, go in my place. And since Xion is also very much magic inclined, and she's eager to learn, I would say this is a good opportunity for her to find some information on what we need. So yeah, that's why I am here now, and Xion is not.
So as I look at the group, I'm like, well, where's Andras then?
Well, Andros is waiting.
Oh, he's waiting in the city.
Yeah, but he should be good. He's near the Valkyries. If anything would happen, he has enough backup. So we just ask him to stay where he is now, and we can only hope that he doesn't wander off.
I trust the Valkyries, but I don't trust him. So he might wander.
Well, let's trust on the Valkyries, shall we?
Yeah.
So
Let's put our faith in him, of course.
Maeve, would you like to try the ritual now, or would you like to wait for a different time? Or later in the day?
I think we can try it now, so long as I feel like you agree with where we should start flying from, and have it all set up with Kada as well. I have never flown a dragon, so
It's just a tiny dragon. You'll be fine.
I'll be much smaller. It'll feel very big.
Fair. I think that if we do it right here, we will attract a lot of stuff because it's not really private. How about we go upstairs and we do it there?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
we can order Kayla to fly out of the window instead of out of the door. And then she would not be in the open that much.
Yeah. Okay. And then maybe we if I go straight across, I go straight to the Bramble Boar, right?
Yeah, that would be the first point of clue I would suggest. If it makes you feel better, we could ask Erhard to accompany Olaf with us.
Olaf is a weasel right now, and I'm just like
Olaf is also
pet him like.
yeah, on the shoulder of Ahad. You can see he's a weasel.
But he can change, right?
I have to do another ritual for that, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can always try again, and if not, I can try again tomorrow. But I don't even know. This could be a whole lot of like time that I'm just wasting. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. But we'll see. It would be really cool to fly a dragon though, so I'll do that anyway.
But
So I
that's
assume
science. We don't know if anything is going to give something. Sometimes we
If
have
we
to
don't
try
try.
it and we have to fail. And sometimes we end up in a different part of the world, but that's not what we're doing here now.
We can talk about that afterwards.
Exactly.
So I assume we hear this conversation that you guys having, right?
Oh yeah, you're with them. Yeah.
So what are you guys talking about?
Maeve, it's your plan. You came up with it.
This is
Wait, have I heard the plan like out yet?
We haven't told the plan yet, Tessa.
Okay.
Pay attention.
What does your plan entail?
This is gonna sound really crazy as I like lean in and whisper a little bit because I imagine we're still downstairs. But I'm gonna turn into a spider and fly on Kada across the city to try and locate the orb.
Oh.
How are you gonna locate the orb?
I know a spell to locate objects. I've done it in the past. I don't know, it might be a waste of time, but it's all we've got. At
So
least
how do you locate the object with the spell though?
it's called magic.
I just
Um,
on myself and I'm like, but how do you use the magic?
You know what, Contessa? One day I went into a forest and somebody did some weird stuff with me, and then all of a sudden I could do a bunch of things I
Wait.
still don't understand.
Wait, what?
I don't know. My parents took me to a forest walk when I was a kid, and then next thing I know, I wake up on my own. I can't find my way out. This hooded person, I still don't know who they are. They found me, and I struck a deal with them because I thought they told me they were gonna get me out of the forest, and then next thing I know is I know all these magic things, but at the same time, I also don't want to leave the forest anymore. So God knows what happened that night, but I don't know how I know these things. I just know how to do them.
Can I word this better?
yeah.
Well,
Sounds
sometimes
like
magic
you had a
comes
fun
by
time.
nature.
I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of questions I have myself, and I'd like to find out. So I can't really tell you how I've become to be the person I am.
Right.
Still trying to figure out who I am too.
Oh, so where do you suppose the orb might be? Like, do you have any clue? Do you think they was the guys that were following us, or you just gonna like
We-
check randomly?
We don't really know. If you have any idea, then that would be great because I know that I can't cover the whole city. It's too big to do it in one go. I can try.
Gerhard, where did you go with Andros again?
We went to the Bramble Ball.
And
That's
what
in
did
the
you
Flint Ward,
find?
right?
What did
Yeah,
you find for
it's near
information?
the Western Gate.
So, Maeve, you should probably start with the Flint Ward.
Yeah, so Arcturus and I were talking to set off from here and then fly over to the Bramble Boar, which would cover a big stretch off the Flint Ward.
Okay.
I think
That
that's
sounds good.
Yeah.
we'll just have to see how long I can last, and I don't know. It could be a shot in the dark. I don't know.
Better than
Let's
nothing.
try what we can, and I would suggest we start the preparations for it, because the longer we wait, the less we know.
Mhm.
All right.
So you summon Kada, I assume, in the bar. And yeah, and as you click your fingers or say what the magic word to summon Kada, Kada appears from under the table and climbs on top of it and looks at you. And in your head, you hear Arcturus. You hear, yes, yes, Arcturus.
Good. We came up with a plan, and we need your help for it. And I'm just saying this. I'm not thinking this.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, okay, now we are going to transform Maeve into a little spider, and you will fly around the city, over the Flint Ward, to the Bramble Ball, where she will do a ritual, a spell, and then afterwards, when she gives you little taps, little happy taps, you fly back here, and then we'll see what she find.
Of course. Anything down.
So let's go upstairs so Maeve can transform into the spider, and we set everything up. Hard Contessa, are you guys joining?
Do you think the Valkyries will shoot down this dragon? Just just making sure, because otherwise your Kaida and Maeve might die.
I had a similar thought. Yeah.
Oh, as long as Gato don't fly near the Tri-Spire.
Yeah, don't fly near the Tri-Spire and try not to go too high.
Exactly.
I would point out as well, you do on occasion see like owls and like ravens flying in the sky around the city. Some that do hold like parchment and stuff. So there seems to be some form of like delivery within the city to do with like birds and stuff. So it's not that uncommon that small creatures are flying, but Kada is a pseudo dragon.
Tanko could do it, but I don't know if Tanko's trained enough to.
Your owl would probably eat me if I was a
We're
spider.
not gonna risk
Maybe,
that,
maybe.
Tessa. We're not gonna risk that. That's
We
a
could,
liability.
however, put some paper in Kata's claws.
Can Kada make their form different?
Yes, but I don't think there's need for that.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because I don't. The Valkyries look like they don't take any shit, man.
Well, as long as we are not suspicious, then they have
But
nothing to
the
worry about.
Dragon's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, did you see many Valkyries when you were on the Flint board?
Well, they more or less everywhere, I would presume, but I didn't see a lot of them, I think.
I would say from you've spent a day and a half here now. You have seen predominantly they are around the Silver and Amber Ward, but they do occasionally fly over the Flint and Canopy Ward. You also remember there were some at the Western Gate, which is very close by to the Brambled Boar.
Yes, I would just say, let's give her a piece of parchment. Pretend that she's carrying a message, and let's just try and see what happens.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm very
Nothing will go
nervous.
wrong at all.
You all enter one of the bedrooms, and I assume you open the balcony doors ready for it.
Yes.
I was thinking I wanted to stay down in the bar
Yeah.
area.
Oh, he wants to go. I'll go with Maven after his.
Okay.
Thanks
Yeah,
for your
so you
moral
stay in the
support.
bar while the three of you go on up. And yeah, what are you doing? So you've got some parchment and given it to Kada, which she is carrying on one of her back paws at the minute. Well, claws, talons, whatever they are. Yeah, that.
Yeah, so it's up to Maeve, I guess.
I pull out the drawing that Yusuf gave us of the orb and I look at it real good.
Mm-hmm.
And really concentrate on it, and then close my eyes and cast the spell locate object.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put that in the chat?
It's all
too?
good. It's all good. I've done a little bit of research and I know how it works. Don't worry.
Okay.
You focus your mind for a second, and you close your eyes, and you find that moment of like tranquility, like complete silence, and your vision with your eyes closed, complete darkness, and this faint shape of like a circular sphere appears in your mind's eye, and you can see what looks to be like a red roaring flame on the inside of it, and the sphere itself has this reddish maroon tint. And then you open your eyes and you know at least what you imagine and what you think the orb to be, you are now focusing on with the spell.
Okay. I think I'm ready. As I look at around the room to the two people that are there with me and Kada, who I give a quick nod to make sure they probably don't eat me, and I turn into a spider.
Yeah, and
The
how
small
does
one.
that look in front of the other two and Kada in front of you right now?
Well, I mean, I guess you guys have seen it a few times, but not at, like this close by in a room, and usually it's a lot bigger. But much like, for reference for people that don't know, the scene from Brother Bear when the dude actually turns into the bear for the first time. I float up a little bit. My feet leave the floor to my body to kind of limp, and this sort of orangey amber glow surrounds me. But in the glow, you can see all shapes of animals running around. And this sort of goes up for 5 seconds, and then I come back down as the animal that I wanted to be.
Yeah,
In this
and
case, a spider.
yeah, and as you fall to the ground as this spider, what sort of spider are you? Are you a particular sort of breed? Like, what have you gone for?
I would like the. Oh yes, you know the very cute jumping spiders with the big little eyes and the TikTok ones.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah, and yeah, as you appear as this very small spider in this pretty big room now, the whole room is so much bigger, and you're like looking around and you can just see this huge dragon like flying in front of you, and this very, very tall giant of a blue man and this very tall woman in full armor. And you look up at them, and yeah, from this perspective, they are scary. This is a scary feeling.
Can we see Dave?
You just see this very tiny, minute spider waving towards you with one of its legs.
I'm just gonna teasingly
Wow.
like put my foot over Maeve. Oh, you better make sure this doesn't happen when bandits are around. As I pull my leg back.
Yeah, and then Kada lands beside you.
Yeah.
And where would you like to mount on Kada as a spider? Where would you like to be hanging off of?
Ooh, does Kada have anything on their head? Is it like a flat leg?
I think it's slightly ridged, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty flat.
I would probably just for safety nestle sort of behind the neck and like just like the mid of the back between the wings, like probably where there's least movement.
You web yourself down a little bit?
Yeah.
Because you're a spider now, right?
I
So,
will
yeah,
let myself down a little. I'll
web
cocoon
yourself
myself
down
up a
on
little
Kada.
bit.
Yeah, nice.
Kada
Yeah.
consent to that. Just kidding.
Yeah, Kada understands that this is a task of great importance right now. But yeah, you do that, and then Arcturus, do you give the signal for Kada to leave?
Well, I look at Kada and I give a nod, and she probably thinks, well, knows what I'm thinking. But in my mind, when nobody can hear that, I will give the command to Kada. Kada, keep her safe, whatever means necessary.
And yeah, and at that, Kada lifts off the ground and then flies straight out the balcony doors. And my image of this is Kada's flying out, and tiny little Spider Maeve, the G-forces are like flapping like the mouth back a little bit and just holding on for dear life. As yeah, you're kind of now like a submarine sonar flying through the city trying to find a blip. And at that, we will cut back to Erhard. As Erhard, what are you doing? What are you doing downstairs?
Well, I just want to like survey the room. I guess we all kind of met up in the middle of it. We didn't really sit down or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just want to like have a feel for it, how full it is, what kind of people are in there, like rich, poor, like diversity kind of thing. And yeah, just then kind of find a table closest to the stage, but not all the way to the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Oaken Stag, because of where it's positioned in the city, it is between the Flint Ward and the Silver Ward. So there is a bit of a mixture. You seem to get more of the richer clientele from the Flint Ward, and maybe the not so rich from the Silver Ward. It's a bit of a mixture in here. It is definitely a more middle class sort of tavern. It's not super high quality, but the decor in here is very pleasant. The bedding, as you know, and the food was great here, and some of the performances haven't been too bad either. But I would say, yeah, a real mixed bunch.
Cool. And yeah, like I said, I would try and find like just a small little table, just chilling kind of. Maybe order like a drink or so, and I don't know, just wait for. I guess it's like maybe 10, 11 in the morning. I don't know. And just yeah, wait for performances maybe to start, and just to chill and check when the crowd might be in a good mood.
Yeah, it definitely, I would definitely say that you're creeping up towards lunchtime. It's not quite middle of the day, but it's, yeah, it's coming to that sort of point. And no one has been on stage as of yet. But there are still people coming in and out getting some lunch, so maybe soon it will start to pick up.
Well,
But yeah,
and then,
as you're just relaxing, trying to get a scene and trying to get a vibe for the place, we'll cut back over to Shion as you are flipping through the history books and making some good headway. You find out all sorts of information about magical artifacts that are found here, but what you do come across is something quite interesting. You find an artifact which is orb-like, but goes by a name which you can't read, as unfortunately it seems to be in a different language. But the description about it is the soul of an Efreet, an Efreet lord that hundreds of years ago was sealed into an orb. And it, if held by another Efreet, it would be extremely powerful, as they can siphon the energy from the soul of this lord into themselves. And this, as you start to think of the different things that you've come across, this could be similar. But again, unfortunately, it's not quite the exact thing you're looking for. But this is something that could potentially be something that you're after. You do then. You know what? Roll me an investigation check. We'll have one more as you siphon through these books and try and have a real good scope. Oh, another 20! Let's go. Yeah, as you really start to settle down and look through these books, you find a different book which contains similar information about another orb called the Orb of Everlasting Flame. And this orb is apparently so powerful that it is originated from the elemental plane of fire, and it was crafted by one of the Titan Lord's descendants. This orb is apparently so powerful that when infused into the carcass of an ancient red dragon, it can bring it back to life. Apparently, this particular orb is so powerful that it will literally resurrect an ancient red dragon. There is other information about the orb. Harnessing the power will increase your magical aptitude towards fire. It gives you a resistance to the heat and to the flames. And it is sought after by many of the Efreeti lords in the plane of fire.
This orb of everlasting flame.
This is the Orb of Everlasting Flame. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write that all down, but that's but it went a bit too quick for me.
Yeah. I'll give you a brief of it after the session. No problem.
Thank you.
But yeah, you start to read onto this, and you start to get hooked, and then it just ends. Like the whoever was researching into this, their research just stops. And then it turns the page to another item, which is like the Spear of Flames or something, and it starts talking about something else.
Can I just like I don't know how big this book is, but can I just like sort of waddle around with it to
Yep.
some red cloak person? Like, can you tell me a bit more about? Do you have any information about this? Maybe in another language. I am proficient in primordial.
Yeah, and as you start looking, do you want to give me a persuasion check to see if this individual will be of some form of aid towards you?
Persuasion, right? Yeah.
Yeah, give me a persuasion.
Why are they all so good?
16's pretty good. Yeah, he starts looking at it and he's like, "Oh, I don't personally know too much about it, but I have a friend that does. I'll go get them." And they run off towards one of the other colleagues who brings them over, and yeah, he starts to explain a little bit more that the Titan Lord, known as Nova, which used to live on the prime material plane, when the gods descended down from the heavens, the cradle, to defend the earth from the Titans, they were given their own planes of existence. What they did there is completely unrecorded, as no one in the material plane has any knowledge of what happened, but thousands of years ago, the Titans were gifted their own plane of existence, and if this is saying that it's a descendant of the Titan, then this is almost like a demigod or a god that would have created this item. So it is, it's some level of divine / elemental power.
Who created this?
Yes, but there is no mention of who created it.
So yeah, there's like all these things going on in my head right now. Like, but the person / entity who set me on this quest was looking for the orb of eternal fire. He never said he created it. Maybe he is just some kind of fiery freety that somehow cast a spell on me. I don't know. I have to, if this is the correct object, but it seems like it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to do now. I'm intrigued. I have to say, it sounds like the same object, but it might not be.
I would say all of this takes you a good few hours, and during that time, a opalescent-looking owl does deliver a scroll case towards you.
Oh god!
And then it flies off.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yep.
I'll just slightly hesitant, but I'll bring it to Tordust and just ask if he can help me with this a bit.
Yeah, and when you get to Tordust's desk, roll me a perception check as you wander on over and you just peer over the shoulder to see what he's looking at. An 11, you see an image of what looks to be like a turtle of some sort on this page, and there seems to be a brief extract of things about this turtle, but the title is Dragon Turtles in Eros, and he seems to be researching dragon turtles currently. But he quickly closes the book, turns around to you, and he's like, "Oh, hello there, Shion."
Sounds like a good comic book. That's just me, but then it's not Shion saying that. Hello, darling. It seems my scroll have arrived. Is there any chance you could assist me at any point?
Yes, take a seat. And yeah, he pulls up a seat for you. And he pulls out his walking staff, and on top of it you see a small teal gemstone, which is like flecked with green. Almost like an egg, it kind of looks like, and it's embedded into the top of his staff. And he just places a hand on it, and through his clawed fingers, you see it glow ever so brightly, just a bright, faint teal glow. And then on his other hand, his free hand, you see the glow appear there, and he places a hand on your shoulder, and he casts the spell Guidance, which gives you a 1d4 roll on your next ability check.
Okay. I should be able to do it now. I'm actually nervous. I'm so nervous.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'll. I mean, it doesn't matter that there are other people around.
Yeah,
Or do we need to find like a quieter space?
You can see there are people casting like identify here to try and find out what certain items are, and there are people with like braziers and they seem to be lit, and you can smell like all these wondrous smells, and then all of a sudden out of the brazier like a raven flies out of it as they're casting like find familiar. It seems like magic within the grounds is fine.
Okay, well, I guess I'll cast the spell then. Here
Yeah,
goes nothing.
You pull up the scroll, and it is this this red leathery scroll case with the seal of the three towers on, and you peel off the seal and remove the scroll, and you have that gut that the butterflies immediately return, as
Fuck yeah.
you know that this, at least for a while, is probably your last chance to communicate with your dad. And as you like you swallow hard and begin to read off the incantation, I need to you to roll me a charisma check, please.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, and you get a +1 to it, so that is an 11. But you also get to roll 1d4. You need to
13,
roll a
was
2
it?
or
Yeah,
higher.
what?
Yep, a 2 or higher.
Oh.
If you roll a 1,
I will cry.
Oh, I'm so honestly, this is just Lan speaking. I'm so nervous. I've been fucking nervous all week for this. Why? For fuck's sake!
as you cast the spell, it burns. It burns before you. The scroll
Sorry, what was that?
The scroll burns before you in a blue flame and dissipates.
Somebody clip that.
Just for posterity, guys. Mikon is now looking at Lan. Why did you kick my stand?
I'm not usually an angry person, but this is just so sad. This is so sad. I'm
Now
just
beg toward
gutted.
dust.
I'm just gutted now. I'm just gutted.
And I think at first Tordust has a smile upon his face, thinking that you'd succeeded, and then he sees the glaze over your eyes and like not tears, but the watered eyes of you with this pent up anger and frustration in your own ability to cast this spell, and he nods and he puts a hand on your shoulder and he just says, "It'll come in time, child. There's
Thank you.
always another chance."
If I would have had my... If only I would have had my family's gold here. I would have tried many more times over.
It will work. Just give it some time.
Yes. I suppose there's nothing for me I can do here now.
Well, let me escort you out.
Yes.
And he gets up, slides his books to one side, and yeah, he begins to travel with you towards the exit gates. And this time he doesn't talk about the fauna and the flora and the various other things that grow within here. He just walks beside you quietly and answers any questions that you have.
Yeah, I don't have any questions left. I'm just gutted.
Yeah, and as you get to the exit gates and the gates are opened by the Valkyries, he just places an arm on your shoulder once more and he says, "It'll happen. It'll be fine. Do not worry."
I guess the best chance for me is to just forget everything here happened and just go home myself, so I have no need for the sending scroll anymore.
It's a long way to Quinn.
I know. Hopefully someone will want to come with me.
And you see Andros stand up from the bench beside as he turns to you, and then sees you not looking too happy, and just doesn't say anything but follows you.
Right. I suppose I go back to the tavern.
Okay, cool. And yeah, we'll cut back over to Contessa and Arcturus as the pair of you are just watch Kada go flying out of the window. What are you two doing?
I mean, how like the flit like because the city's fucking huge, right? So I was gonna maybe try to follow them or watch them, but like that's probably impossible.
It's up to you.
What do
You
you want to
could
do? Want
stand on
to
the
run
balcony
around?
and- Yeah.
I'll stand on the balcony to keep watch, I suppose.
Sure. And Arcturus?
I'm just sitting there on the chair with my eyes closed, feeling every emotion and everything that Keda is also feeling.
Yeah, and
Or at least
that,
trying to.
That lasts for 6 seconds. And then Kada is out of range.
Oh no. Just a question. Is Socks with us? Are we like watching Socks?
Yeah, I would say as Maeve turned into the spider, Socks just fell like off of Maeve, and he's kind of just on his back, just like trying to roll over because he's now kind of like just fell over in like a pile of, I'll say, cushions that softened his fall. It's only a little way, but yeah, he's just kind of like rolled over and he's just looking around the room like, where did she go?
I'm just gonna pick up Socks and like just hang out on the balcony with Socks, I guess.
Yeah, and there are a couple of leaves where like some ivory trellises do go up the side of the building, and he seems to eye them up immediately. And yeah, I assume you start plucking off a few for him. Yeah. As you guys wait, and yeah, we cut to Maeve, Spider Maeve. As Spider Maeve is hurtling through the air at 120 feet every 6 seconds, as she goes flying through the air, and as we see her little legs going flapping in the wind and all the hairs going crazy, we're gonna cut to a break. I think that's a good time to cut to break, and then we'll come back. So give us like 5-ish minutes, and then we'll be back. Make sure to grab some snacks, grab some drinks, and all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. So don't go anywhere. Okay. Bye. Then it's the gingerbread men's turns, who start ripping their limbs off and throwing them at you.
Up the carpets.
Sure, as there are people eating in the cafeteria, and you just start pulling all the carpets up, and they're like, wow, as like you just start pulling them, and they're like falling over, and food's going everywhere.
Wow. I like that. I'm gonna write that in my new song.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can come as a...
Stood, walking his way through the tavern. You see Alistair start walking towards the doors, and he stops as the 2 guards look towards him, and the doors close behind them.
On second thought, I'll go with you guys. We can just go ahead and head that way. We'll just let's just move on. Let's not waste our time here, right? Let's just not waste.
Oh, well, good for you. This my sack. And he moves his cloak, and you just see a dagger handle, and he just looks at you, and he's like, "You want sack?"
Here's it up, darling.
I kill monster, remember? Ogrognak no silly, Ogrognak most intelligent.
And this time, the hum is very silent but hearable for everybody around. Here we go, let me out the cage. People make my head go round, ending in a rage.
Oh god.
And that's where Melody loses her mind and she starts to go into a rage. And before I stand up, Melody is clearly humming in herself like, woodworking, let's get calm my nerves, let's make not a misery, nobody gets hurt.
brother Santa.
From your beautiful, handsome brother Santa, you ugly fucker! And you don't fire one!
It'd be so funny.
Come on, you gotta hit.
Please!
That hits. Oh, wait.
Is it 1 health?
Please!
So you know Bud and Dud's Christmas edition song comes across the radio.
Oh, that's cool. Clap your hands, y'all! Clap your hands, y'all! It's Bud and Dud! We're here to stay! Yeah! Oh! Make the music slide! Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Bud and Dud!
Jingle those bells! Jingle those bells!
Woo!
Santa, can you please shoot Santa?
Did you see Santa? Ho, ho, ho! That is where the curtains close.
Melody is
And the
just
stand
drooling.
ends.
Melody is drooling, guys.
And that is the end of the session, guys. It went on way later than it was meant to. I'm really sorry, but I wanted to finish that up. So yeah, thank you very much for sticking around. That was fun.
Ashriel.
The way that you say that, it almost sounds like you're calling me an asshole.
What's an asshole?
I approve.
It's Ashriel.
Rational sounds fine.
Think of L'Oreal, but Ash at the beginning.
Maybe it's cause you're worth it.
Well, I am.
I'm sorry.
Ashriel, I believe
Yes.
the gnolls and the villagers can.
We'll put one of my CDs in that one, don't you worry!
Eggnog, you're up.
Yes. I should be able to actually, like, I'm gonna follow Bud because, you know, I saw him running over there. So I'm gonna go over here, which is like 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Rip, Eagle, oh god.
Okay, and then I'm gonna attack the 2 gingerbread thingies. With my short sword, which I renamed to Short Candy because I thought why not. And I will go for a sneak attack.
Am.
And
Actually
you good?
crying.
if it's not dead, I will also attack it with my
Oh,
Ross?
Yes, when you need, babe.
Have you seen socks? I can find them anywhere.
Oh my god, if you gave me some Starbucks, maybe I'll tell you where size is.
Well, what's a Starbucks?
Oh my god, you don't know what Starbucks is? This girl's from Wacky Town. Oh my god, like, Starbucks is like the best thing ever created. Like, oh my god, back in my tribe, we had so much Starbucks. Starbucks every fucking day. So tell me, listen, lady, just listen. If you give me some Starbucks, you know where the towns are. Just give me some Starbucks, and I will give you socks.
What do you mean you'll give me socks, Don Ross? What are you on about?
Listen, I might know where Socks is, but because me and Socks were having my last cup of Starbucks. Oh my god! And let me tell you something. If you just give me some Starbucks, some more, I will give you socks.
hearing that his brother had got him a gift. Such a cool, excellent gift. His heart stops. And he just vanishes.
Oh.
Our Dud's gonna whip the weapon in his hands, blow the smoke. And I wanna know this. I saved Christmas. Santa owes me a big reward for this.
You saved Christmas?
I did.
And as you're all still in nature, yes?
It has a magical nature of it, yes.
Oh, wait. Let me just, cat, shut up. There we go.
Also, do you have some animals lying rocking around here?
Yes, my cat, Mittens. It's just over there. He's playing with his favorite toy.
Oh. Bless you, cat.
He's lovely. Oh, he answered.
It's a very responsive cat.
Yes, tell me about it. But yes, follow me to the arcade section. Like I said, there's a limited Mittens. Come along then, and he leads you to the arcade library. In this public library, there is only a small section because
I kind of like quickly motion her to put those down. And I look
very
at the man.
confused, looks back at you like, the fuck?
I look at the orc man. I'm like, she's new around here. She doesn't know what that means. We're gonna go. Your problem was with me, not her, by the way. So how about you don't bring her involved? And I
Just
kind of
like-
scurry her along. I scurry her out. Like,
He looks very confused. But yeah,
And
you
I
guys-
just sort of walk off and I'm like, new greeting.
And as you guys get outside, the
2 books I think were pretty good. And then, afterwards, I kind of heard that they like rushed the author.
Oh no, we have it! Oh no!
Yay!
Yay! First one! Our first one!
welcome back. Tell us what snacks you got. Tell us what drinks you got. We would love to know. I got myself a Pepsi because I had a little bit of Coke left and I accidentally poured Pepsi into it. So that was awkward. But that's what I got. What have you guys got? What's everyone here got? You got a Pepsi? I see that.
I made Lana a cup of tea because that's what you do when you have a sad person around. You make a hot beverage.
A
Yeah, he
cup
pulled
of
a
tea.
Sheldon
Wait,
Cooper on me.
Creed, what the hell is that?
Is it a churro?
Pancake?
This cheese stick.
Oh,
Breadsticks. Oh,
it
send
just looks a
some.
little pale. I thought it was fish.
Oh no, it's So it's breadsticks from yesterday, but like I just reheated them.
Got it. I was gonna say that normally they're like a little golden browny color, but they look a little pale. Everyone else, what do you got?
I just have my usual
Water.
water.
H2O is very juicy.
H2O, loser. I'm joking. What everyone in chat get? Anyone in chat? I saw that Paddy's having nachos and natural havoc, which is pretty cool. I like the sound of that.
Nacho Havoc.
Nacho havoc. That's actually really good. I like that. But yeah, let us know. We'd love to hear it. Yeah, we're gonna get straight back into it. I think as little Spitter Maeve is hurtling through the city on the back of a dragon. Yeah. So, how do you want to do this? I guess is the question.
Well, I imagine having cast a spell, I now have the orb in mind, or at least I think I have the orb in mind.
Yep.
And as much as it's possible, whilst being also partly webbed to Kada, kind of forget that I'm hurtling through the sky at 120 feet per 6 seconds.
Yep.
And just close my 8 eyes and really try and concentrate on the task at hand, which is seeing if I sense anything at all.
Well, as you go through it, and you're doing the Flint Ward, or as much of it as possible first, right?
Yeah, I don't know how far we can get in
Okay.
the time that I have, so that's.
Well, you
kind of-
have 10 minutes for the spell,
Mhm.
so I would say you get roughly about halfway through the Flint Ward, and no blip.
halfway, as in halfway towards the Brambled Boar.
Yeah, I would say you can probably get very close to the Brambled Boar. But you've still got like let me get my ruler out so you can see roughly what I'm talking about. So I'd say from where you are, you probably go in some sort of fashion like this. Could you see these lines?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can try and get as much of the Flint Ward as possible. And I would say you get the majority of it, but there's still a little bit that you didn't touch over, which wasn't within the range of of the spell. So I would say you get nearly 3/4 of it from this 10 minutes, but it is starting to fade.
At least
Okay.
we know it's not there.
Okay, well, I guess a little try and tap Kada. And then
Yep.
can I concentrate on talking to Kada? Is that a thing I can do?
You're a spider.
Mm-hmm.
So you are incapable of speech.
Yeah, but in my mind, can I concentrate?
What do you say in your mind?
um, Kada, if you can hear me, we can go back now.
Nothing happens.
Then I tap a tap.
And as you tap, Kada does a U-turn and starts flying back towards the Oaken Stag. Yeah, and I would say 15 minutes total pass for Contessa and Arcturus, when Arcturus, literally 6-ish seconds before they come flying through the window, you get that read that they're in range again. And then you stand up and Contessa looks at you, and the second Contessa looks at, Kada comes flying through the doors. And about 15 minutes have passed.
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see for the results.
Yeah, as
Did
I
Maeve talk as a spider?
Nope.
Contessa doesn't know that, but
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I guess I turn back into Maeve once I've safely departed Kada.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, once you unweb yourself and get yourself free from Kada, Kada scratches off the remaining webbing, and as you scuttle over to a bit larger space, the orange lights glow once more in a real quick flash, as stood where the spider was is now Maeve.
So, Maeve, do you have any results? Do you have any understanding of what we are looking for?
Long story short, no. When we started the spell, I felt pretty positive that I have successfully got the right object in mind, because that was also another question, whether the drawing would work, and I feel like that did work. But we didn't manage to even cover all of the flint ward until the spell ran out, and I couldn't concentrate any longer, so we turned around. We could try again, or we could try maybe trying to figure out at least if we know a better location, if we even think it is here. But I do know that it's not within, I would say, the sort of first 3/4 of the flint wood from here, from this point.
wait. Can Contessa remember which way those two bandits, those two hooded cloaks, they were going to the Divine Ward, right?
They were heading down the main stretch. If you look at the map right now, you see between the Flint Ward and the Silver Ward, there's that row of trees. That's like the main strip through the entire city, and they were heading down that main road.
So they could have either.
But that branches off to Silver, Divine, Canopy, Flint, and technically the Amber Ward.
So they could be anywhere.
I don't
like
think
the main
they'd be.
road.
I don't think they'd be in the Amber Ward, but just educated guess, could be wrong. Anyway, I think they might be near the Canopy Ward.
It's the same sort of area as this, right? So
Yeah, it's just to the right of the Flint Ward.
Arcturus, you're in this situation because someone wants the orb too, right?
So it seems.
And that, can you contact them? Can they help? If they're of that much power to put you and Shion in this situation, then maybe they have an idea to at least help us on retrieving it. Then that's in their best interest too.
Yes, you would say. But other than an impatient deity and not much information about its whereabouts, they won't give us anything.
I'm gonna do one thing, and it's gonna sound really crazy.
Oh no.
And it probably has nothing. It's probably not gonna do anything. But I'm gonna go to my room. I'm gonna pray to Kalia. If it is anything, it's anything. If it's not, then it's not. And I think in the meantime, maybe you guys have a bigger, better understanding of the city than I ever could, because I still don't really understand how this works. But maybe you guys know where we could try again if we even want to.
I think we should try again. It's just narrowing it down more.
Yeah, we now also roughly know how far I can do like 3/4 of a quarter of the city, it seems, in one go.
Yeah.
So we know roughly how much we can cover if we can narrow that down. But I don't know. Kalia makes me feel real good when
Wait,
well, it feels so. I don't know. It's worth a try.
can you transform again today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we should keep that. I don't think we should use all your magic up today.
You think we're gonna get in trouble today?
I don't. I'm not entirely sure about what Andros and Erhard did. They still haven't fully said everything. Contessa know things because yeah.
I mean, I still have
So
some spells. I just really can't take many hits that well when I've run out of beast forms for the day. You know.
how
I
much beast forms can you do a day?
I can do about 2 at the moment. I'm getting better, but for now it stretches to 2 usually, and then I need a good sleep.
given every fact we have, I kind of agree with Contessa here that we should be wary about using a lot of magic at once. Magic is still a dangerous and weird thing sometimes. We should not play with it that often.
Is there a tavern we haven't been to yet? Arcturus,
I've
do you
only
remember
been
if
to this
there's-
tavern, so
We can try searching from the Divine Ward.
That's true, but I feel like we should search as a. Well, no, because if we get split up,
But we should as a group.
yes.
But for that we need to wait for Shion to
Let's
return
go
from the
s-
Tri-Spires.
Let's go downstairs and wait for them. Maybe we'll go see if Erhard's performing yet.
Yes, that's a good idea. And let's give Maeve
Yeah.
some rest from her adventure.
I'm gonna go pray.
Okay, so as Maeve goes off to prepare for her prayer, and Contessa and Arcturus, you guys head down the stairs to see what Erhard doing. Erhard, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I wanted to perform. It just seems I'm having technical difficulties.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. How does the crowd look like? Has the tavern filled up? Do I feel like more people are coming at this time of day?
Yeah,
Or...
it's just gone lunchtime at this point. I would say it's like late, like 12, 1-ish now. I'd say at this point, and yeah, you can see there's quite a few people getting food and drink. No one is yet to appear on stage. But yeah, the crowds are coming in, and again, it's all walks of life. There are dwarves, elves, some tabaxi, a couple of dragonborn. You see a couple of gnomes, halflings, and the air genasi, who was on stage the other night, is currently in here eating some lunch as well.
Maybe I just actually go over to that. Sorry, I'm bad with names. The Aganasi?
Yeah, the air genasi, yeah.
Aganasi? And just say hi and be like, you mind if I sit down?
Well, by all means, there, sir.
I saw you performing the other day. You here often or?
I like to make the rounds through the various taverns of Arkenvale.
Any tips for someone that just likes to also entertain once in a while, but like I'm just dabbling my feet.
Well, I got the best tips from the Crimson Crown. personally, the nightlife up there in the Amber Ward definitely seems to be a little bit more giving, let's say, especially when they've had their skin full.
Cool. Where do I find the Crimson Crown? I haven't heard about that one.
Crimson Crown is the tavern near the southeast gate. Great place, but again, no offense, friend, but you may want to get some new threads.
Thanks.
They take kindly to those that they think are of nobility or coin. Hence why, and he gestures to his own outfit, spend most of my money for this, but I have a few more outfits.
Cool. So you think I would do better around here?
If you're trying to impress a nobility and maybe get the people of a higher living standard to take notice and gain some rapport, I would definitely go to the Amber Ward. But if you're starting out and just want a few coin, pay for a meal or a drink or two, the Oaken Stag's fine.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
Steer clear of the Brambled Boar.
They don't like performers?
It's just a bit rough.
Yeah, I heard they don't like people much that are new to town.
I get the feeling it's like a clique.
Oh,
You know, like
okay.
you know, like when you go to a town and it's like the locals. You know,
Hmm.
I get that sort of vibe.
So you feel like a bad click, like you know
I feel like
people
if I
that don't
looked at
like.
the wrong person, maybe I'd get a sock in the face.
Well, it's
You
good
know.
good to know. Thanks. Anything else I should be aware of in town, maybe?
Well, not that I can think of. Not really. No, there are
So no.
plenty of other taverns which I'm sure would suit your fancy. But yeah, I would say that they're the best ones and the worst ones to go to or not.
Sure. Like what I mean is like the unsavory kind, like anything that I might want to be careful for because I've I've had a couple friends bump into me and they just told me like to stay clear of certain areas, but they weren't very specific.
Flint Ward's fine, just don't go there at night. Canopy Ward, I'd probably steer clear of.
All right.
It's probably okay, but it just doesn't look it.
Okay. Sure. Not sure what you mean with that, but
Houses are
thanks.
more run down. Urchins running in the streets. I feel like if you walk down there with a pocket full of money, that pocket may have a hole in it by the end of the day.
That's good to know. Thanks. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, remember, if you see me on stage, don't forget to tip.
Surely.
And yeah, he puts his feet up on the desk and starts sipping from his mug of beer. And you can see beside him is the violin that you saw him playing the other day.
Yeah. And I guess I just head on over to the bar, just chatting, and but not really anything specific.
Yeah, and Contessa and Arcturus, you see him just wandering over to the bar as you come down. And I would say at this point as well, yeah, Shion and Ondros enter the tavern at the same time.
I'm just so yeah, depressed. Obviously, I take it I took some notes in the library of what you all told me, and I wanted to write down, but I didn't write them down fast enough because I
Yeah.
can't write that fast.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I just sort of saunter over to the table where they are sat. I sort of chuck the note on the table, like, here, you go read this, and then I go up just to my room. Just
Yeah, and you all get the sense of Shion is definitely upset. As to why, you're not entirely sure, but based on her reaction this morning, it's probably not good.
so yeah, I chuck
Just
my
gonna
little
gesture.
note on the table so you can all read that.
I'm just gonna gesture to Octurus. So I take it whatever she was doing in there didn't work.
How should I know? I was not there.
You insensitive.
But given the look on her face and given the fact that she smashes things on the table, I would say it didn't go well.
Well, you should check over the notes and tell us if you think it's what you're looking for.
Checks
Did you roll
notes.
an investigation for it?
No, if you look over the notes. What specifically did you take note of? Was it the 2 instances of the orb?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you if you can remember, Tim, it was one of which was the Titan's descendant created the orb, and it's apparently so powerful that it can be siphoned to become an incredibly powerful magic user, or it could be inserted into the corpse of an ancient red dragon to basically bring it back from the dead. Which is an incredible feat. Like it's outstanding that she's found something like this. And then the other one was an extract of it being the soul of an old Sultan Lord, Afriti, which is the fire genies, trapped within it. And if held the power once again, you could become extremely powerful with the soul of this Afriti. Yeah, and it's a little bit more detailed than that, but yeah, that's the general gist of what you get.
Looking at this, it still does not really give us a pointer where to look for. What if? No. Maybe that could. Yes.
Oh no. Spit it out.
Try this, then that. Right.
Contessa just looks at him quizzically, like, "Are you okay?"
I look up very puzzled because she was clearly disturbing me in my thought.
Did you have an idea there?
Yes, I do, but then again, it's not very scientifically accurate or proven. But then again, magic is weird, science is weird. We have to come up with something, and I do
You come
have a
from
hunch.
another world. I'm sure you could figure it out.
Thank you. Well, back to my studies. And I look at Maeve, and
Maeve is not there.
Oh, Maeve is not here, right?
Praying, yeah.
Maeve is praying. I'm like, I was looking around for Maeve, but then I understand that Maeve was not here. Like I was totally infused with my own thoughts, and then I just mumble. I should ask Maeve for this. That might help. Yes. I'll wait till she come back. Yeah. And I just leave the rest puzzled, like they don't have a clue what I'm talking about.
Can you give us an explanation before we try this plan out?
Right, so hear me out. We are looking for an object which is divine, which is Afriti, which is demons, which is not science at all, which is fiery, which is connected to this and that and that, and we might have a conclusion on this, and I have to consult with Maeve on that she might have a clue on what's happening.
Am I hearing any of this?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're nearby, yeah.
So you're saying it's more religious than it is sciencey?
Well, I don't know. And that's the unreliable factor in this. It might give us more insight. It won't be the solution, but we might find out more.
Can I don't know if this is possible, but like I know they were headed towards the temple, the Divine Ward ish. Don't know where they went exactly, but anyway, When I went to the Temple of Saladin, did I see any other places besides that temple?
Yeah, there are in the Divine Ward itself. There are temples to each of the prime deities, which are Kalir, which you know to be the goddess of nature. There is the god of death as well. There's like a cemetery and the graveyard there, which is all about preserving the dead, keeping them dead and not becoming undead, and keeping. It's basically the guardian of the cradle. And she is the warrior goddess that protects the boundaries of the cradle, allowing those to enter it once they have passed life. There are a few of the other gods as well, which I think, in all fairness, you would probably know of. Being a bit more religious than the rest of the group, you have definitely heard of a few additional things. But yeah, I would say most of this information is like there's the god Raklan, which is all about the like war and strategy and tactics. You know that there is there's a small fort which is a temple to him within the city, and it's like towers and walls, and there's like a training ground and all of that there. There's also a few of the other gods. There's Odal, the god of life, rebirth, growth, children. It's all about like life as a whole with them. And then there is a few of the other gods as well. But yeah, there's plenty of temples there, but it is primarily the prime deities. But you only went in Saladin's temple itself, and I believe Maeve informed you that she did go to Kalir's temple.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Contessa's been like all over the city. Besides maybe the Flint Ward. Did she see any like warehouse districts along the way?
Yeah, I think you would know. There are warehouses in the Flint Ward. You haven't been to the Canopy Ward or the Amber Ward yourself. There are a couple of warehouses in the Silver Ward, but they are definitely a little bit posher and a little bit more out of the way. But yeah, there's a couple of warehouses from the places that you've been to. You've spotted some as you've been through the city.
Okay. That doesn't narrow it down, but it's good information.
So, Contessa, you strike me as a religious person.
Really? No, I say that sarcastically.
Do you know any information about any god, deity, servant of the fire? Except for that being Ashriel, well, we knew him, but he was too low on the ladder, so...
Can I roll a history / maybe religion on that?
Sure.
Saladin is like...
I was about to say, you don't really need to, but yeah, go ahead, roll one anyway. Roll your choice.
Yeah, I'm just going to, but like Saladin would like kind of match that, but... Oh, wait, what? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, with a 20, you already knew this without that 20, but Saladin is the god of the sun, light, and day. He is known many different titles, some of which include the Son of Flames, the Child of Fire, the Blazing Shield, the Beacon of Justice, and the Pyre of Hope. He has many different titles throughout his teachings. The other deities, none of which you're aware of, associate themselves with fire. Yeah. However, there is the Titan, one of the Titan gods, which you know as Nova, who, with a 20, you know to be locked away in the elemental plane of fire, and had rulings and control of its own plane 1,000 or so, hundreds of thousands, like years and years and years ago. Knowledge since then has not come back to the material plane that you know of, at least, because obviously it's a completely different plane of existence.
Yeah. See, the thing is, like I mentioned this to Arcturus. The thing is, Saladin's good. So unless the people worshiping him, like the priests and stuff, are corrupt, and maybe like hired one of these people in the city to go get it, then I don't think it'd be there.
Well, according to the studies that Shion found, this orb possesses tremendous amounts of power, which can do good in the right hands, can also be devastating in the wrong hands. And for now, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong and what's right.
I will say, on top of that, because you got a 20, Contessa, the only other one that triggers your memory is Redak, who is one of the lesser deities, who is the deity of the forge. And he is a dwarven god, who it only comes to your brain because the forge, crafting, and building, because their symbol is of a hearth with fire.
I mentioned that as well, but like I also mentioned that it's probably irrelevant. So the thing, like, did Erhard tell us? I don't remember. Did he tell us about his meeting with those three?
I think he did mention it.
He didn't fully mention it, right?
He mentioned it in hard ways.
Yeah.
What did I
don't know how to
mention?
play off that.
Sorry.
You got approached last session by 3
Yeah.
people, but I don't think you fully told us what went down. Right?
I pretty much told you that they asked me stuff, and I told you what I told them, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking we can't go about this like Andros and Erhard did in that tavern. We can't just go asking questions, otherwise shit's gonna go down. So I don't know what to do from here now. Besides rely on Maeve, Spider Maeve.
Well, I would say, like, since that little bit information I just also got from the other entertainer, guys, there's certain areas in this town that are very, shady. Like the bramble boar is not nice, and they definitely seem to be a very closed crowd. But as I've just been told, the Canopy Ward, it's even worse. Like, you might lose some gold if you go there, because, pickpockets and stuff. So it's full of unsavory kind. So if I was looking for a hideout of thieves, that's maybe where I would look. And I don't know, if we want to find the crooked class, for instance, we could search the area, but
If we
I'm
do
pretty
that,
sure it won't be
we're looking for a
safe
fight.
if
So
it's
we
just a
would need the
few.
whole group.
Yeah.
But are we going around the fact that such an artifact with such tremendous power could also be in possession of people who do know what it does? Which
Don't know what it does?
Well, who
Oh.
do know?
Andros would 100% say that he thinks it's with the Tri-Spire, because he's mentioned it before in previous sessions.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna dismiss that like what? No.
Yeah, I also think it's highly unlikely to be the Wizard's Tri-Spire. I mean, the possibilities are endless, sure, but I don't know. It just seems
Watch it be there,
wrong.
and then he proves us all wrong.
Well, we can't just walk into the Canopy Ward or into the Flint Ward demanding that they give information. So we
Of
have
course not.
to figure something out on what we're gonna do. And since we can't get information from the Tri-Spires, we can't get information with the Ember Ward, we can't get information from the Silver Ward, and we don't know anything about the Divine Ward, we don't know anything.
We're stuck unless we're looking for a fight, is literally how I see it.
Well, you want to get something from thieves? You might have to beat some thieves.
Well,
That's
we would
how.
have to
That's
go
how.
collect the.
That's how we
would
did
have-
it, or how they did it. Not me, but how people did it at the carnival. Someone stole something. You went hard on them.
So what would you suggest, Hart?
Let's find some baddies and find out what they know.
Let's go collect Maven, Dion.
And Andros.
Are you seriously
And
going
Andros.
with my suggestion?
Andros is with you guys. He stayed and sat down with you.
So, Andros, what do you think of this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very insightful. Right, we are taking a lot of risk here. But for now, it's the only possible
Unless we want to
exclamation
wait
we
day
have.
by day for Maeve to, you know,
Oh, we can't
hope
put Maeve...
hope her spell works.
Yeah, but we can't put Maeve here through this every day. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
In a pile of haystacks.
In a big
I
pile
feel
of
like we
Don't even
haystacks.
know
need.
if the spell works.
I feel like we need to do something. Like,
Were
we
there
can't
any
just
other taverns that the barkeep mentioned?
Well, like I said, I talked to a fellow entertainer that I saw and just thought like maybe I can get some information from him, mainly about entertainment. But it seems like I got some other info that might be useful. But yeah, he mentioned there's you know, in the Amber Ward, there's like more of like nobility rich kind of taverns, but the Bramble Boar is definitely the unsavory kind. But there's a multitudes of taverns in the city, he says. So if we
Right.
really want to
So-
know, we could try.
So there's a tavern in the Amber Ward, and the Amber Ward is rich, and they could have potentially hired someone to, you know, maybe. Well, I see. The problem is we don't know where the crooked clasp are.
Well, the guys that kindly asked me about what me and Andros were doing, they did go in the direction of the Divine Ward. Like, it didn't seem like they were going further into the Amber Ward. You never know where they went afterwards. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's the rich. Like,
Yeah. Oh, let's
currently
go
it's
collect Maven and Shion.
like
See what they.
personally, I feel if it's already with whoever ordered the fetching of the item from the Featherstone mansion, then we screwed anyway. So I would presume whoever stole it or whoever had someone steal it for them, like as a middleman maybe, they still gonna be in possession of it. And therefore I would think it's probably more in the darker sides of town rather than the rich parts.
Oh, let's go with that. Contessa, can you try to talk with Maeve about this? Then I'm gonna check out if Shion is okay.
Okay. I guess we'll both just head upstairs.
And that will cut to Shion real quick. Shion, what are you doing? You've gone back to your room.
Well, sort of the realization started kicks in. Like, Shion has never been incapable of anything. If she was incapable of something, she would have gotten her father or anyone to fix her shit. And now that she's finally like on her own of sorts, she immediately fucks over her chances of you know, actually doing something, and it just devastated her really. So yeah, she's sort of making the calculation now, or like she really wants to go home. Is she gonna just screw the orb and I'll deal with whoever comes and screw the orb, go home, and face head on whatever will undoubtedly come for her at some point, or just join, and so also so the rest can just go on their merry ways, like they don't have to feel obliged to help her, but or gonna stick around and fix this. She's really on the fence on that now. She's just staring out the window and contemplating all that.
Yeah, contemplating all of her life decisions and
Yeah.
where she goes next.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Maeve, what are you doing to prepare for this this prayer? What are you trying to do?
I don't really know what I'm trying to do, other than maybe seeing if I can contact Clear, at least that she receives the message. I guess I'll do the prayer, so you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But what I will do is I'll grab the pink petal that I found,
Mhm.
and I'll put it in between my hands as I pray. And so I get on my knees and I close my eyes, and I imagine Socks is munching on some leaves on the side.
Yeah, of course he is.
Um, and I just go, Kalia, I don't know if you can hear me, or if any of this even works, but I'm trying to help my friends find this orb of eternal fire. And I tried looking for it today. I can't find it. It's really important that we find it. And they're talking about some deities being involved too. And I don't know if I don't really know if you at all out of anyone maybe would know who would be in need of such a thing, or would want such a thing, or would even be able to help us find it at all. But if you can hear this, please reach out. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And also, I just want to say thank you for letting me see what beauty all the nature has across the regions. That I have not managed to travel as far yet, but I've managed to see much more than I ever would. Thank you.
Yeah, and at the end of that, you don't know if it's you just overthinking it or if it's just your body reacting, but you just feel like a weight's been taken off of your shoulders. You just feel that maybe just expressing that there and then just made you feel a little better, just saying it out loud, but you don't notice any changes.
Okay. And then I'll head downstairs with Socks. That's and I'll keep the pink's petal safe in my pouch.
Yeah, and I would say, as you come downstairs, this is when you see Contessa and Actorus coming upstairs, and yeah, you bump into the guys.
Hey.
How'd it go?
Yeah, I mean, it's I've not done this a lot. I've just mumbled some stuff. I just rambled on, and I don't know. It made me feel better. I don't know if it did anything, but if anything, I do feel pretty good now.
I'm sure Kalir is watching over you as like I kind of say that in the most sincere way.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about anything interesting? Any news?
Oh, very interesting. We're just waiting to collect Shion, and then we can catch you up.
You guys going to Shion?
Yeah,
I think
we do.
Arcturus is gonna deal with her.
Okay, what? She's back?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's think she might either be depressed or upset.
What's the press?
It's when you're very, very, very sad.
Oh, so she might be sad, or she might be very, very, very sad.
At this point, I just tap Contessa on the back when I go further upstairs and you got this.
As I kind of just. Anyway, I'm like, I try to explain it best in my best words that depressed just means. And she kind of can't explain it because I don't think Contessa's felt depressed before, but she knows the word obviously. It just if something is going wrong in your life, then it's hard to come back from that. Is basically what that means.
So what she needs is to be pulled out into a forest, and then this magic lady comes see her and shakes her around a little bit and tells her to go on this mad adventure. That's how you become not depressed.
Maybe did that work for you?
And it got me out of a situation. If she can't get out of a situation, that's how you get out of a situation.
I think maybe we'll just shake her to get her out of her situation.
Yeah, we will. I think Socks would love that.
Yeah. Well, let's go downstairs and wait for them.
Yeah, surprise attack. Sounds like a good idea.
As Arcturus knocks on the door of Shion's room.
Yeah, I don't answer. Oh, you're knocking on the table. I didn't hear you there.
I'm pretending to knock on the door, but I don't have a door here.
Yeah, so you knocked on the table. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not answering it. Like, fuck, I'm alone with my thoughts right now.
I'm just trying to open the door.
Did you lock it, Shion?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, Arcturus just walks straight in.
I could have said yes and then try his lockpicking skill, but nah, probably not.
I might just blast the door open.
Yeah, pay for damages. No, I just turn around like, what is it?
I reckon it didn't go very well.
That is an understatement.
So, what did happen?
Well, obviously I failed, and I got you some information, which I hope you put to good use.
We came up with something you might like.
What could I possibly like at this point?
How about smashing up things?
And I sort of turn around like, what?
We have been going over the possibilities of finding the orb with the methods we have now, and we came to the conclusion we don't have any clue where to look or what to do. So, Erhard suggested to use the heavier methods of discovering things.
What, and start smashing up a tavern? That will get you the orb, no problem. You expect it to just fly into your hand and go poof, there all your problems are solved.
You muted, Tim.
You mute.
And that could be very helpful. But no, that's not going to help. So we have been making plans of going into the Canopy Ward or the Flint Ward and just smash stuff up. Give it a little ruckle.
That sounds like a poor man's problem. If it were up to me, and yes, I have thought about this, find someone who has a problem with the whomever you look for, the mercenary bands, any one of them. Find someone who has a problem with them. Ask for a great deal of coin to solve all their problems. Shout long enough and they'll come to you.
Yeah, but it's if we have the money and the patience and the time.
Why? We don't need money. We will get it from. Find a rich nobleman, someone who has someone who has a problem with the mercenary band and pays good coin to have them knocked out. Then you go knock them out of business. No, hang on, other way around. Find a nobleman who has trouble with the mercenary band. Get them to pay you a lot of money to dispose of them. Then go to the seedy part of town, shout long enough, hey, crooked clasp or whoever you are, we hate you, you fucking stink like fish. And no doubt they'll come to you. Then you track them to their hideout, you dispose of them, collect your coin, and go your merry way.
I like the way you think. It's very rash. Probably would work. But where are we gonna find that many guys to wipe out the entire rocket class?
Well, Andros is pretty strong. He's been saying so earlier.
So your evil plan is to send Andros on his own to kick butt.
Well, join him for all I care.
Well, I know you don't get along pretty good, and I would almost say you want to dispose of him.
No. He's a good lad.
You only want to get him hurt.
No, he's growing on me.
The guys downstairs, they rely on us now. They have no clue what they are getting in themselves into.
You think we do? I tried contacting people, and I sort of half break down at this point, like still deeply upset over what happened. Like, what do you expect we do? All the people who could possibly help us, they just they either don't care, or, and for good reason. Why should they care? Why should other people care about our little quest? Who cares if we would die because of some, who knows? I don't even know if it's a deity that's after us, or just maybe some upstart demon no stronger than Ashriel. Maybe I should just go home and take on whatever is coming for us. We don't need no orb.
I would agree on the matter that where is this our problem, their problem? But we can't shove everything in other man's hands. We have to fix this ourselves.
Yes. If we go home, go do whatever, go far away, the others can do whatever they like. Our problem does not have to be their business.
Unless
Maeve can go back to the forest. Erhard can become famous somewhere in a tavern full of soldiers. Contessa can probably go home as well. I do not know. You can go home. Everyone can just go home. Forget all this happened.
true, but that's not your decision to make. It's theirs. If they want to help us, if they want to help you, then they can stick with you. Don't run away for the problems you have now. Face them. It will make you stronger.
What is the problem we have now? The problem is that there is this orb. Someone wants us to fetch that orb. What if we flat out refuse? What are they going to do? We can, if it is some lowly demon, we can take it. If it's something bigger than that, well, we die with honor.
Or we can figure out what it does. And figure out what the orb does and why the deity wants it.
And what good would do us that?
We can destroy the deity with it. We can take matters in our own hands.
Did you see what that thing does? If it's the real one.
I have, yes. Which is also the reason why we should keep it away from the ones who are evil.
Who says that the person that we intend to give it to is not evil?
Who said anything about giving it?
You want to harness it, use it for yourself?
I do not have the power to wield it. Do
Do
you?
you do you think I do? I cannot even send this simple. Can even use a simple sending scroll.
It will come in time.
Shit! You're the second person that told me that today.
Well, if I'm the second person that told you that today, then there might be a true thing to it.
Fine.
Everything is better than letting this world be destroyed by an ancient deity, dragon, I don't know what.
So you believe it is an ancient deity, a Titan son or whatever, or do you think it is something else?
I do not know what it is. But from the studies, from what you brought, it says it could be. But we can't be sure. No, we don't know everything. We don't know it.
No, that we do not.
So let us look for people who maybe do know. And, well, if they need a little encouragement, then why not give it to them?
I could always poison their dinner.
For example.
Very well. Let me go fetch some ingredients.
Cool.
Let's go destroy every bandit in this village then for a bit.
That's the shit I want to hear. And with that, I turn around and I go downstairs.
Yeah, and you all eventually arrive downstairs, all sat round the same table that you were the other night. And yeah, you as you're sat around, what are you doing now? What's the plan?
I feel like we just catch up Shion and Maeve
And I'll be
instead of saying it all again. But yeah.
And I'll just repeat myself, like, let's find someone who has a problem with any of the bandit gangs in the city. Try to, you know.
So you're saying don't head to the Canopy Ward first, head somewhere like.
Yeah, find a noble, find someone like. We were asked specifically to not ask questions, or we could be in trouble. And you guys want to find trouble in a way. So let's go ask around. Ask the right people around. People who are willing to pay us quite a bit of coin to dispose of these crooked class.
So you're saying we should head to the Amber Ward.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
So you're saying someone with coin. We did have someone show up earlier with a lot of coin offered. Maybe they're also interested in their city being safe because they the city council. But they might also just tell us, we have guards for that. Keep your shit off that. Because, authority be like that.
Maybe you might want to check the posters in the city. If you want the posters in the city, you know who is in charge or who wants to be in charge. And
I had a look at those.
Maybe they have some dirty work they would like us to fix for suitable rewards.
The spokesman that was here this morning, remember? He was from the council, wasn't he?
He's a spokesperson for them, yeah.
Yes.
And he said if we needed anything, we should go there. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea, but if we're going to be asking around, we're going to turn heads anyway. Um, maybe we could start there. Maybe we could ask them if anybody was to know about anything within the city, it would be the council, right?
Well,
let's go ahead to him.
Shion mentioned, the posters for that election, right? So there is, I think, 3 people that I saw on the posters. Like, one is the Seekbird guy who is like all about commerce and against corruption. So he clearly doesn't want the black market.
We don't. Yeah.
Then there's Henry, who wants to boost trade, commerce, and make alliances and make Veritas one again. So he definitely wants power of sorts. And then there's the Goldstein, which is a gnome, and she just wants, social activity of sorts, like build houses and give it to all.
That's not important to us. We
should
need
start
someone.
We should start with the first person then.
Yeah, I would vote for that. Yeah.
We don't know where they are.
Well,
Go to the Amber Ward, go to a tavern, and you'll find them soon enough, I think.
So we head out for the decision.
Wait, did Erhard mention the Crimson Crown to us?
Yeah, I
Did
did mention earlier about the inns around town. And yeah, the Amber Ward has the Crimson Crown near the east. No, what is that? The east? I think southeast gate. I was kind of busy clicking through my browser stuff.
It's top right of the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
the
head
southeast.
there.
Can we even get in there?
Erhard might have to change his clothes.
It's rather
Don't, I mean, I think the only person that looks somewhat like the cloaked fancy people here is Shion.
I'll
I
go.
could take off my armor and I'd look fine, but
What
Well,
do you have under
Well-
your armor, darling? I've never seen you take it off.
I did take it off when I was
In the
trained as
spa.
paladin.
Yeah, but you were naked then. I don't know what you usually wear.
Maybe we'll see today.
we could all
You
go
look
in together.
fabulous in a dress, darling.
Shion,
Yes.
you think I could borrow your cloak that looks like anything,
Oh,
That-
naturally.
and then look like I have a lot of coin too?
That's no problem. And I'll
Didn't
just
you
get
need
it
to
out
get
of my
into it?
pack and give it to me.
We can be ladies of pleasure. We can pretend we're ladies of pleasure.
What?
Whatever you like, darling. And I
Yeah.
just sort of smile like that, like yes, oh
Contessa's
yes.
just not. It's like I don't
What
want to
did you-
explain anything.
I don't understand why all of you are so weird about it. It sounds like a great thing.
Oh, darling, it just involves far too much cheese and wine.
Well, it sounds like a great thing.
Yes, well, too much is never a good thing, darling.
Okay. But I'll take the off. I'll take the cloak, and then maybe you can help me pick something nice, because I'm not really sure what looks like I have a lot of coin.
Oh, no problem, darling. I'll help you get something nice.
Can I
Oh, you know what would be?
can I
Oh, it'd be-
use? Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I use the disguise kit to make myself something more fancy of sorts?
You can, to an extent, yes. You can't use your disguise kit to make your clothes look better.
Yeah.
But you can use it to change your appearance. So you could use like makeup to try and make your jawline be more predominant. You could like give yourself stubble, like fake beard, that sort of thing. You
Mm.
can kind of change the way that you look and like hairstyles and stuff. But your clothing, you would have to buy new clothes or cast like a disguise self or something like that, which would last like an hour.
Who has better clothing, Maeve or Erhard?
Probably Erhard.
Okay.
Maeve's
suggest
is
to Maeve.
very rudimentary leather that she's probably made herself.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest to Maeve to put the Cold Star crest on just to make it look like she's a noble.
Well, the crest is embedded into your armor.
Yeah. She could have a little symbol on her cloak, right?
I also
yeah, the
cannot
cloak,
wear
yes.
metal.
No, but the cloak
What?
itself you can
Oh, the cloak,
design
yeah.
in any fashion you like. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
No, but I couldn't wear the crest, the chest piece, right?
No, I meant just make a symbol.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You
I'm
would
just gonna
also
give it to you.
Shion and Contessa definitely. You'd both know that it's not uncommon for people of less stature to go into like noble taverns, but they would usually be accompanied by someone of nobility. And they would probably be treated more like bodyguards or
I could be like, this is my wizard
you
or
know,
servant.
you know
blah, blah,
for a
blah.
fact that Arcturus and Andros would definitely fit the bill for bodyguards or advisors of like Arcturus more of an advisor and Andros is more of a bodyguard for definite.
Well, I
See,
can.
that's why Maeve needs the crest, because there's only 3 of us. If there was only 2 of us, then we don't. You know what I mean?
And I can be the court jester person.
Absolutely. I think that your heraldry might be a bit better than mine, Contessa. In this case.
So we're three rich women then with our 3 bodyguards. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, if only Andros was actually here. That's what you saw.
So what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Get me dressed.
Yeah, so you throw the cloak over your shoulders and attach it to your leather chest piece, and yeah, you while wearing it, you can imagine what your cloak will look like.
Shion?
If you need any help, darling, I would suggest like an icy blue cloak with gold stitching and the Cold Star logo really big across the back.
Okay, well I'll just go for exactly that.
Yeah, and it is Maeve's interpretation of what you just said, so it probably doesn't look quite right, but she's probably got it from your own clothing by looking at the way you dress and the way that Contessa dresses, so that you have, yeah, it'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, and you all begin traveling. It takes you, as you cut through the Silver Ward and the Amber Ward, it probably takes you about 40 minutes to get there, walking through the city, with a few of the cut-throughs that you have now learnt. And yeah, you arrive in this top right section over here, and as you do, you come to what looks to be like a 3-story, very large tavern, and there are balconies that go all the way around the outside. And there are people leaning on the balconies drinking wine. There are tables up there, and you can hear what sounds to be like a band of some sort playing from within, but it's a brass band, so you can hear like flutes and saxophones and that sort of thing coming from within. And as you approach the doors, they're 2 large, like saloon-like doors, and as you walk in, well, before you do, there is a Goliath man, very well dressed, and he almost goes to stop you. But seeing Shion and Contessa leading, I assume, with Maeve closely behind, you are allowed entry as he just gives you like a nod of acknowledgement, seeing that you are clearly of some wealth, and then sees the three men behind, looking like advisors, jesters, and a bodyguard. Yeah, you are all allowed entry, and as you come in, you see that the entire place is filled with crimson-colored silks. There are golden embroidered cushions and tapestries on the wall, and you can see that the entire place is decorated with the imagery of like lions. So a lot of the woodworking in here is carved lion heads in the armrests of like the chairs. There's like a big lion head on each corner of the table and that sort of thing. And it is very well decorated in here with like a leather inlay on some of the tables with gold filigree and a big chandelier in the center of the of the tavern. And currently at this time of day, which I would say is probably pushing to about 3 p.m., it's not as busy as you'd think. There are a few people on the balconies above as you walked in, and there are a few people in here, but predominantly it's a little quiet. And as you come in, all of the staff are wearing white shirts with ties and waistcoats, and it is very formal. Very, very formal. And yeah, you guys walk in.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say the king himself just built this tavern.
This is fancier than I thought it'd be, honestly.
No problem, darling. We can handle ourselves.
Maeve's gonna walk behind them and like kind of look around and like kind of like try and be as ladylike as she possibly can. She's like one hand on her hip. She's like that.
So, what do you guys do?
Good question.
Well, walk up to the, the head waiter or something like that. Somebody who could assign us a seat.
Yeah, and as you walk over, you see this this gentleman in the white shirt, the waistcoat and the tie, like black trousers with the very polished, tidy shoes, and you can see that on all of the outfit there is a very faint golden like thread around the edges, and with golden buttons. And as he comes up, he goes, "Greetings, madame and company. How may I help you?"
Good afternoon, good sir. In like my haughtiest ta-ta.
Yep.
Good afternoon, darling. Do you have a table for 6 by any chance?
Would you like a table or a booth?
Well, a booth is fine.
Very well, if you would like to follow me. And your compatriots here, are they to accompany you or find another table?
They will share the same table.
Very
I
well,
know
then.
it may seem odd, but I've grown fond of these darlings.
I must ask, where's your accent from?
Oh, darling, do you really not know? It is fine. I am from Chartusa, from the Loranil estate.
Quittanese in these halls. Well, please do follow me. And he leads you over to one of the booths, and it's quite a luxury booth. All the leather is red with the it's like a Chesterfield sort of like leather booth, and where the buttons would be in the leather, it is a golden colored. The entire table is a wooden, like, table with the lion heads, but it is a glass-topped table, which is very uncommon, I would say, in this sort of era. And directly above, you have a smaller chandelier and red silks and cushions, and it is luxurious. Even for your standards, Shion, this kind of reminds you a little bit of home, although it's a little gaudy, I guess, for your home culture, because it's a lot warmer, whereas you're used to more area sort of like establishments. But yeah, it's quite cozy and it's very warm. And yeah, as you all sit down, Maeve, you especially, these are like very comfy chairs. Like I don't think you've ever sat on anything like this in your life. This is crazy. And yeah, as you're sat there with all these cushions around you, he wanders off to the bar real quick and then brings over a metal bucket filled with ice and a bottle of like champagne in, puts it on the table. He says, "On the house for a special guest.
Much
Thank
obliged.
you.
If you need anything, please come find me."
Actually, darling,
And he turns his head. He's like, he gives the expression. I think Contessa and Shion would definitely pick this up. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the sort of like, excuse me, sort of like expression, like a nobleman's expression. And he's like, yes.
please, could we have some of your finest cheese, darling?
Oh, but of course. Would you like some grapes for me to throw in as well?
Yes, darling, please. Of course, darling.
Very well, darling. And he swivels and yeah, wanders off.
I kind of like turn my body. I don't know how we're seated exactly.
It's like a horseshoe booth. So some of you are sat in the middle and like it's that awkward moment if someone in the middle needs to pee, everyone else has to get out the way. But yeah, it's like a horseshoe booth. And yeah, you can be sat wherever you wish.
I just kind of like not hurtingly, but like kind of like just nudgingly elbow her Maeve like keen down on the darling a little bit.
Shion does it all the time. Makes us seem real
Shion-
rich.
But you can't say it after every 2 words.
Well, the more darling sounds, the more money I have, right?
Hmm.
Do I hear this?
You
Yeah,
there?
yeah. This
Yeah.
is an open conversation for sure.
And word of advice: use it on 2 people only. People you really like, or people you want something from. And I know you want cheese and wine, so do I, but I mean the more important things.
Noted. Okay. But he seemed fine.
Yes, no worries.
Me and Shion kind of like give a glare at each other, probably like.
Uh-huh, sure.
Can I can I just have a short onion moment? Do so we in a closed kind of compartment booth with like curtains or something,
Yeah,
or how do
yeah.
I
So the curtains aren't drawn, but
Yeah.
this sort of booth can be drawn. They're currently like hanging to the side, and then there's like tassels, golden like colored tassels, which are holding them open. So it's kind of like if you imagine a window with curtains where it like droops down at the sides. That's kind of what you're in. But yeah, the entire like booth is secluded, and there's like walls either side where the booth horseshoes round. So you are very like it's your own area.
Yeah. So in the tavern itself, is it like multi stories, I assume, and like
Yeah.
in that I don't know, what do you call it, the main hall, whatever that we just entered, where they asked us where to be seated or whatever. Is there like something like a gallery or something that seemed like more of like a noble or like more upstate area?
Yeah, when you first like entered the entered in, you saw like there's a balcony around like the first floor, so your ground floor, first floor. Then the second floor that also had a balcony. So you assume that there are more rooms or more drinking areas above. You do see on the other side of the room to you a like 3-person wide staircase that goes all the way up like to the next floor. But it is not open planned on the inside, so you can't see up. You'd have to go up the stairs to check that area out.
Okay. Um, I know there's no real point in doing this, but could I have Olaf do stealth of sorts and kind of teleport him to the stairs and just have like a bit of like
Teleport.
well, like snap my fingers, make him disappear, and then towards the stairs, like make him appear somewhere like in a shady corner, and then stealth him that he can go
Sure. Roll me
explore
a
for me a bit.
stealth check for Olaf, then, please.
Sure.
As a weasel, yeah. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. That helps. 16. I would say yeah. For now, he seems to have not been caught as he is attempting to go up the stairs. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, I just would like him to go up and kind of explore things, and I guess you
Yeah.
take me back to him once in a while.
Mhm. Yeah, I would also say Ondros is currently not sat on the horseshoe booth. He is trying to maintain a bodyguard-like appearance and is stood next to it with like arms folded, like just making sure his presence is known within this establishment.
He's probably too big to fit in anyway.
Yeah, he would definitely need quite a bit of room. Like where the table is, getting his knees under it and stuff would just probably be uncomfortable anyway. It's definitely not accommodating for his size.
So, what shall we do now other than wait for cheese and wine?
I expected this to go differently, honestly.
What did you expect?
Nothing. So, but we are. What was his last name? Siegfried.
Siegbert.
Sigbert. Is his
Yes.
first name?
I think that's the first name. Yeah, I only wrote that down for
Oh.
me, or noted that for me, so to speak. And yeah, Siegbert and Henry, those were like the two more like into trade, commerce, all kinds of like we want the town to be better. But I feel like the Henry guy was more into like we need to have power of sorts, where the Siegbert is more like I just want the town to get better, like wealthier.
I think we should either ask the waiter or the barkeep if maybe they could get us in touch with Sigbert.
Or just to find out where they might be, if they have like a campaign, I don't know, house or something. Like this seems to be organized since there's posters all around, like somewhere where one could get in touch, maybe.
I can obviously play the foreigner part, which I technically am, but I can always ask, like, oh, how does everything, say, political work in this city? I can, without asking too many compromising questions, like, oh, what if it all interests me greatly, darling. Could you tell me a bit more about?
We could do that, or because Essen is not far from here, I could use my name, my last name, to and say the Cold Star Estate is kind of wanting to learn more about each of the what do you call them again? Candidates, and because we obviously live close, and this is the main city of the area, so we since we're nobles, we want to know who's who and all that.
Oh, naturally, we could be telling everyone that we are investors looking for particular investments in real estate, and we want to know the political climate before we do so.
Yeah.
As this conversation's going on, you do see a hastily gentleman coming over with a big, large platter of what looks to be like cold meats, cheeses, and grapes. And as he comes over, he places the platter on the table, and he's like, "Well, we have added this to your tab for the table. I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Not at all, darling.
Normally, our clientele would pay for it at the end, the entire tab, as opposed to as we go on, as we do not wish to make small transactions. We'd rather make one large one.
I understand that
Understandable.
completely.
Well, if you need anything else, my name is Ricardo, and I will be your waiter for the evening."
Actually, Ricardo,
Yes.
as so I don't know if you know about the Cold Star Estate.
Is it a family name within the city?
Yeah, we not in the city. We're from Essen, and we sell wine.
Oh,
I'm sure you might have.
the Jousters. Am I correct?
If you want to call them that. We
Yes.
were wondering to about the candidates out here, and we were looking to see the political climate, and I want to talk to one of the candidates in person myself.
Well, most evenings you will find either Sigbert or Henry here. Guerrilla will not attend such places. She prefers places more in the Flint Ward to be one amongst the poorer folk.
So she willingly hangs around the Bramble Boar.
Not the Bramble Boar per se. The Oaken Stag is one of the places you may find her. I've also had word that she spends some time in the Iron Barrel, which is in the Divine Ward. And yes, you will find her out and about, visiting the local markets, as well as some of the smaller less wealthy establishments within the Flint ward and Canopy ward.
Understandable. So, what time in the evening does Sigbert usually come here?
Any time after 6 p.m. usually. Henry and Sigbert do not attend together, but they
Okay.
attend with friends up in the games room above.
Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you for the information.
Well, if there's anything else, I'm Ricardo, and I'll see you about.
As I
And
kind
yeah,
of just wave him off.
spins on his heels and begins walking off. And we'll quickly cut to Olaf as Olaf scampers up the stairs. And as Olaf goes up there, you see what looks to be like a small like desk with a big set of double doors leading to quite a large room behind. The doors are open, and you can see that there's a few clientele in there. And as Olaf does take a peek in there, there seems to be tables with like a green baize on top of, and again with the lion head decor throughout. Big chandelier in this room as well, and you can see they seem to be dealing cards. And there seems to be like dice rolling and such in here, and it seems to be some sort of like gambler's casino, like fantasy casino sort of place. You can see that there is a gentleman, a human gentleman, stood in front of it, and he seems to be checking up on people that are coming in and out.
Sure. I guess at distance I can still communicate with him.
I would say, you're right on the cusp. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can feel the connection wavering, but yeah, you can still connect.
If I go in mentally now that I think about it, that's also limited to that, right?
I believe it's 100 feet, yeah.
Oh, 100 feet communicate
Yeah, I would
telepathically.
say
Okay.
where you are right now, you're probably at about maybe 80-ish feet away from him. Like, that's the other side of... Because that's where the stairs are. It's right the other side of the tavern.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like him to just check around some more. But not scamper too far, and also try to stay hidden, and rather, kind of come back rather than being detected. Like not take chances, so to speak.
Yeah,
Like
so
be
you
sneaky.
don't want him to try and get past this guy, but you're happy for him to come back down and maybe check some more down there and just the foyer area above where the stairs are.
Yeah.
Because there are another set of stairs that go up further.
I mean, I guess he could go up those stairs, but really just check what kind of rooms there might be, if they close, if they open, if there's a lot of people
Yeah.
there.
I would
But
say
then to also
after
come down again. at
after
some point.
another like 15 to 20 minutes of him stopping, hiding, waiting for someone to leave, and then like running off, you would know that there are rooms up here. All of the doors are shut. A couple of people come in and out of rooms, and Olaf gets a glimpse that a few of them are like bedrooms. However, some seem to be like meeting rooms. Like you can hire a room here to have like a specific like business meeting or to entertain guests in like a private room. And there are waiters that are going in and out of some of the rooms. But this seems to be a very private sort of event and venue up there.
Yeah, and then just come down again. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so now that we know Sigbert and Henry come here, but knowing what was the name, Galish?
Gorelia.
Gorelia. But now that we know Gorelia kind of hangs out at the other taverns, he might know more about what we're looking for.
We could split up. Some of us could stay here. Some of us could go there if you want to speed things up. Or otherwise, we could all of.
I think we should stay together.
Well, you have a point. On the other hand, if we're looking for trouble,
That's true. What time is it? Like what
it's
time
like
midday is it?
3:30ish, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's creeping towards that 4 o'clock mark now that you've been in here a little while, yeah.
So it's only the
Hey, we're not
2-hour
waiting
wait.
here 2 hours. We're not waiting here 2 hours.
Why not? I'm perfectly comfortable.
Do
Dion,
hope
do
we
you
do
have
have
the
enough
money for
money.
this?
I'm pretty sure some of us do.
I'm not paying for the
Lots
rest
of
of
money.
it.
I don't know how much it is, but
Well,
How
that's
about we
settled then.
finish up?
it's only cheese.
cheese
Yeah.
is. I
Naturally,
kind of
darling.
just give my noble opinion as in taverns like these tend to be way more expensive than the mid-level taverns.
I'll figure it out.
In fact, taste the cheese right now and tell me how much different that tastes.
I was about to say, if you are eating the cheese, Maeve's especially, this tastes way different. Like, there's like some orange zest in some of this cheese, and there's different types. There's like a cheese and chive. There's like all these fancy sort of foods which you've never had before, Maeve. Like, this is cheese on its own was crazy. Now they're adding cheese with stuff. Like, it's even mental. Shion and Contessa, and I think Erhard and Arcturus, you probably heard of these things, but like, yeah, Maeve's mind is blown right now.
Yeah, I am loving this life. And so is Socks.
Yeah, and no one like staff wise seems to have noticed Socks at this point, as he's kind of been a little bit hidden away. But yeah, you keep
try to hide him.
Yeah, keep grabbing some food, just leaving it on the seat next to you, and he's just like munching away at it.
Can I just lean over to Arcturus, and just kind of whisper to him? You know, I had a thought earlier. Have you guys been keeping tabs on your tattoos lately? You know, since this keeps taking more time.
I'm literally not wearing sleeves. You can just check it out for yourself.
I didn't want to touch up.
It is.
You don't have to touch it, you peasant.
Upon inspecting it, yeah, it seems to be the same as the last time you looked at it. Still just the 2 chains across it.
All right.
Has Contessa ever seen the tattoos yet?
I would say it's always been there for Shion. I think Arcturus's is more hidden from the jacket that he wears, but yeah, for Shion it's bare arms, so you do see it quite often. But I don't think it's ever anything that's really drawn your eye like to inspect. But yeah, now that it's been mentioned, yeah, you have a look and you can see that there are 2 glowing blue flamed chains across the moon.
I think Contessa has a chance. I feel like I want to roll a history check to see
Sure.
if she's seen anything in books or along the like.
19, the only thing that really rings a bell for you, and the chains make you think otherwise, but you know that the crescent moon is often a religious symbol, which is the religious symbol of Ixis, the goddess of trickery, sneakiness, and pranks. With a 19, I'd also say you would know that you would know that Ixis is let me give you some of the titles for Ixis as well. The Lady of Stars, the Moon Mistress, the Light of the Night, the Lady of Smiles, the Trickster, and the Weaver of Smiles.
Seeing as she's a trickster, is there things that she appears as other forms?
Oh yeah, her main form is a drow woman. That's the one often depicted. But you know, definitely from a 19, you would know that she often depicts herself as things other than her natural form to play pranks on her worshippers. And you know, because it's the whole part of the worship that they are to play pranks on them, the reward is that she would play a prank on her worshippers, and that's the ultimate sign of respect as an Ixis worshipper. But yeah, I would say with a 19 as well, you know that the crescent moon is often depicted as a smile on a person, hence why so many titles known as like the Weaver of Smiles and stuff.
Kind of just bring that up silently to Arcturus and Shion, but then I'm also like, you guys don't worship, so I don't think so. You know, just throwing a theory out there.
I've been to temples in my day, mainly because I sort of had to, but yes, I don't actively worship. No, you're right.
So, are we legitimately gonna wait here for 2 hours, or
It's fine by me. They've got excellent cheese and wine.
I'm not paying the full tab. I'm telling you this now.
Are you guys waiting 2 hours? Because we will skip 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Slowly, drinks do flow because Ricardo keeps coming back over, asking you to order more, seeing if you want to stick around, that sort of thing. So I will say a couple of rounds of drinks come out, and the cheese is topped up when he notices it goes low. But other than that, that's all that you end up paying for. Not that you know what the bill is yet. But yeah, as about, I would say about 6:30 rolls round, you hear a booming voice, and the place starts to fill up a little bit more, but you hear a booming voice and a laughter of this large gentleman wearing plate mail armor as he walks in with a red cape, and across his chest, pinned into the armor, you can see various medals. And this gentleman is grey of hair, with like flecks of black throughout as he's going completely grey almost, and he has like a big bushy beard, which is trimmed to look very luxurious, and this red cape with golden filigree around it. And as he walks in, you can just hear him like, ha ha ha, yes, Giles, we will be winning tonight. Look, me and you will go up there and we'll gamble with the rest of them and the best of them, and we will win and drink to our heart's content. How about that? And this other gentleman next to him says, yes, Sigbert, we will do so as we try to make as much money so that we can buy more drinks and maybe some women. Don't be ridiculous, Giles. We're not entertaining such thought. I'm a man of authority and respect nowadays. And they start walking past like you guys and towards the stairs.
You guys hear that?
I assume, did we hear
And
the
as
mention
you
of
all
Sigbert?
perk up and you hear the name of Sigbert, that is where we will end tonight's session.
I thought so.
I thought it was going to be way different than that.
Before we cut that out, like I guess throughout the time Olaf come back and stuff, and I just share that information that I got from like the gambling rooms, and as well as like upper like being more private and whatever.
Yeah, and yeah, you give that information up, but yeah, you see this quite large. He's about 6'3", I want to say, maybe 6'2", 6'3"-ish. Quite a large human man. Slightly tanned complexion, but yeah, graying, and quite a large built, broad-shouldered man. And yeah, he is accompanied by what looks to be like some sort of squire or like bookkeeper of some sorts. And yeah, the pair of them with an entourage of other people as well. There are some other people following along. But yeah, that's where we end tonight's session.
Contessa, darling, this is easy.
I kind of like, this is not Contessa speaking, but like just myself. I kind of just want to gamble him out of money.
That's an option.
My thoughts exactly.
That is an option.
We're women. Use our womanly charms. At
Well,
least
I'm
the
not a
squires
woman.
is already
you know-
well up for it.
You know who they remind me of? The mayor and the sheep from Zootopia.
Well, or it's just Gaston from the Beauty and the Beast and his little
Oh yeah,
lackey.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it could
It's
be.
Gaston turned politician.
Yeah, Gaston politics. That'd be a nightmare. But yes, that is
no.
where we're going to be ending tonight's session. I hope all of you enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. I hope you had a fantastic time as we're still getting back into the swing of things from Christmas. But next week we will be playing again, and I'm very excited to see where this turns. I had no idea this is the route you would take, but it is an option. So yeah, we're going to go around the room real quick and say our little piece of where you can find us and all that jazz. We're going to start with Tim. Tim, take it away.
Yeah, so sorry, Matt. We were, I was trying to force the way out, but apparently they decided to go fancy and eating cheese and grapes and.
Hey, no, it's all good. This, believe
This is
it or not,
content.
believe it or not, this is an option I had already thought of.
Oh, lucky, yeah.
Oh, nice.
But guys, yeah, my name is Tim, and I am the male part of Team Logic, and now streaming together with Lam on a Saturday, Monday, and a Tuesday, and of course, tomorrow is Saturday, so I will be back on the Team Logic NL channel with more Rimworld infused Pokemon. So if you want to be there, I'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome, and obviously he's not here. He's in chat though, so we can give him a shout out. The Eagle Outlaw, he is doing some Pokemon things, Subnautica, Breath of the Wild. Go and give the big guy a follow, and he will be hopefully back next week. I'm pretty sure he is. I think he's already confirmed it, but he'll be back next week. So yeah, awesome. And below Eagle, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. You can find me on Twitch pretty much every day apart from Thursday, and Friday's obviously here. Streaming a bunch of Breath of the Wild at the moment. Yeah, come hang out. And if not, you'll probably see me hopefully hanging out in these guys' channels if I'm not working.
Awesome. And to the other side of the screen, Zeb, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. I play Erhard, who's really weird once in a while, but over on my channel, I'm also weird. I do lots of variety. I do RPGs, I do fantasy, I do strategy. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So come check it out.
It certainly is. And above Zeb, we have Creed. Creed, take it away.
Hi, it's me, Guildmaster Creed. I stream, but not currently, but I will be back. You know, I play as a lovely Contessa who, you know, is kind of itching for a fight now because we haven't fought in like what, three Fortnite sessions. So I'm glad Matt prepared for this because this is interesting. I never imagined Sigbird would be like. I thought he was gonna be different. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fantastic. And above Creed, we have Lan. Lan, take it away.
Hello. My name is Lan. I play Shion. I had lots of fun today. You can usually find me on Team Logic and L's channel, usually on Mondays, sometimes on Sundays, and you can probably mostly find me on any of these. Wait, I'm in the top right? So any of these people's channels. So yeah, lots of fun, and I'm super hyped. Can't wait for next week.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. I am the Onion Soup. You can find me doing some Pokemons, Kingdom Hearts, that sort of stuff. I am actually celebrating my 1 year of streaming tomorrow as an extra special little stream. It's nothing too crazy. I'm just doing an extra stream tomorrow because it has been exactly a year of me streaming, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow around about lunchtime-ish my time. So that's like 12 my time, your guys 1 o'clock CEST. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some Pokemon tomorrow, which should be fun, continuing what we did. I also just want to say, because I love it, I absolutely love it, Smitty made the player card arts, and it is fantastic. It looks so cool, like so cool. And don't forget, obviously, to check out Frith the Traveler as well. He drew our amazing artwork, and he's an absolutely outstanding artist. I still can't get over the fact that he managed to draw such a cool thing for all of us. It's incredible. It's so good. So yeah, so please give him some love as well. But yeah, I think that's it. Are we raiding someone tonight?
Yes.
We are.
We are. Who have we got lined up for the raid?
It's a Smitty special today, and it's gonna be Sensei Suplex. They are playing D&D, and they are on their story quite a bit, so we might even learn something from them. And Okom, as one of the newest mods in the team, I will give you the honor of pressing the command to get the raid message. So we are waiting for that.
Yes.
That's always a special moment.
Also, please.
There we go.
Please thank our new moderators. We have Tim Butler moderating, we have Oakham moderating, and obviously the existing moderators that do a fantastic job as well. But thank you guys so much for joining the team. We have such a pleasure of you guys being here every week with us. So it's it's a great pleasure to have you jumping on board with us. So thank you very much.
Exactly. So let me start up the raid, and let's raid out, guys. Let's show them the love for Sensei Sensei Suplex, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. See you guys very soon. Can't wait for next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.